Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. Third rule of Fight Club, someone yells stop, goes limp, taps out. The fight is over. Fourth rule, only 2 guys to a fight. Fifth rule, 1 fight at a time, fellas. Sixth rule, no shirts, no shoes. Seventh rule, fights will go on as long as they have to. And the 8th and final rule, if this is your first night at Fight Club, you have to fight.
Buddies, it's the Ron and Fez show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Believe it or not, Eastside Dave on music today. Starting off a whole new thing for us since we had the Andy fuck up the other day. It all seems like it's going to be Dave grabbing songs this week.
Thank you, Mr. B. I thought, let's go with something poppy and fast, and let's get into the juicy juice a little bit early.
I have a little problem with saying the term juicy juice, but other than that, very nice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It was nice to have something just 15 years old instead of 25 years old. I think that we're getting closer towards today. That's where we're going with this.
Thank you. Well, next time I'll try to get into the 2000s.
Nate, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, hey. Glad to hear you guys on the air.
And that's where we are.
Today. Hey, Fez, how was the homeless shopping spree? I heard you on Opie and Anthony over the weekend, man. What'd you get, and what were some of the other items that the homeless got?
I'll tell you what, it was exhausting. God bless the people that actually work with the homeless every day, because I don't know how they do it. They really...
Well, isn't that Steve that took you around? Isn't that who was working with the homeless?
Yeah, he was working with me, Martini Steve.
Interesting thing, of course, like so many times O&A, they try to do something good. It turns out to be controversial, believe it or not. So apparently, is it the mayor of Boston that's... doesn't understand how the gimmick's working?
Exactly. Just furious, thinking the whole homeless shopping spree is exploitive and should have been shut down.
Well, go up on the Drudge Report today, the big famous Drudge Report. There's a couple articles about what they're upset about. What's the top of the first one, Fez?
Radio stunt draws wrath is what it says on the Drudge Report.
And then right underneath it,
homeless men taken to mall set loose on shopping spree, shock suburban crowds.
And then right underneath of it is the video. And when you hit the video and you see the homeless guy walking around, Well, it's our own Fez Whatley.
It's what?
It's it's you. It's our own Fez Whatley. And this reminds me so much of when Kramer, they thought he was retarded and they got him an award. So for some reason, we're at the point. Can we get video on that at all? Is that possible?
Yeah, we can get some audio on that.
Audio, yeah. Why don't we be in radio for a second? Let's take it from the beginning.
Okay.
And for some reason, the one video that they have of the homeless guy turns out to be Fez Whatley.
Right in my eye, slow-mo.
And talking crazy.
You all right? Right in my eye. All right, so that's a clip of it.
That's the whole thing?
There's more to it, but I need someone to get the audio up for me again.
There's no more Fez talking. There's just
the very beginning of the audio part?
Yeah, that's all the Fez audio.
All right, well, they just follow Fez. He's in a bad hat, coat. You see Earl there with him, Foundry Music. Jeff is trying to help out. And not only is Fez stupidly looking homeless, but he's yelling out crazy things.
Well, I dressed down so not to offend the homeless, to try to fit in a little bit. I admit I dressed down. Then, this is right when we were going into Macy's at the Short Hills Mall.
Mm-hmm.
And Slow-Mo, one of the homeless guys with us, we have to walk to the perfume department. He decides to start spraying cologne on his homeless clothes as we walk in.
Fezzy, this is the kind of shit that happens, like... these news magazines things pick this up. This guy's not even homeless. They're going to be yelling. So not only do you make yourself look like an idiot, it's a bad reflection of O&A for you to be walking around in a bad knit cap.
The bad thing is, this homeless thing is really getting out of hand. It started a few Saturdays ago.
Yes, the homeless thing is a problem. That's why O&A are working on it.
I met with myself.
You know who I like to see work on it? The mayor of Boston. Instead of attacking people that are working on this, why don't you do something for people like Fez, Shlomo, those types of guys? Why you call him Shlomo?
He calls himself Slow Motion, so I actually just shortened it down to Slow-Mo on the trip.
Witty.
Thank you. Just something to keep it moving. These guys would wander off. Slow-Mo got some shoes, and I swear he must have gone through 10 pair before he finally, selected one that he liked.
I know, I have a radio. It all sounded fantastic. I thought the whole thing was going great. I was very proud of you, proud of the boys, figuring, okay, maybe there's a medal to be had here. Instead, I hit on the Drudge Report today, attacks coming at the guys from the city of Boston, and then I'm just going to say doctored or faked video of an obviously well-paid man wandering around screaming about slow-mo.
I still don't see what's wrong with buying homeless people presents and gifts and stuff. Why people think that's exploitive in any way. I mean, it's
they
charitable.
Don't. Again, it's fake outrage. This is fake outrage. He doesn't mean it. Somebody complains to him. He has to fake outrage. It's just what the world does anymore.
Yeah, because it was nice. They got things that they need. I heard one guy bought boots. Another guy bought Ray-Bans.
Yes, we all have radios. We heard it this morning. We heard it Saturday. Why are you going to describe to me what I've already heard?
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that people knew that these guys are getting things that they need for wintertime.
Yes.
All right.
Just spent 4 hours listening. No one needs you to come back in with a recap. Well, there's no retarded recaps in here.
Okay.
All right, Fez, do me a favor.
What's that?
Stay off the Drudge Report.
I would love to stay off the Drudge Report. Now everyone around, anyone online is going to see me and think that I'm really homeless.
Well, you were in a homeless shopping spree. You maroon?
Through no choice of my own.
But you look better today, I'll say that.
Well, thank you. I look normal today.
Yes, you do. You're back to looking normal.
I do not dress
Thanks
homeless.
to O&A, you've gotten this guy back up on his pins, and he's going to become a member of society.
I was always a member of society. This thing, I just got dragged along for the ride. And I'll tell you what, I didn't think I was going to get the smell off of me. I thought I was going to have to sit in a tub full of tomato juice before the homeless smell finally got out of my nostrils.
Don't you all always sit in different types of juices? Isn't that one of the things about the homeless?
I'm not homeless, Ronnie. And now I don't even have the Drudge Report to back me up on that.
I swear it's like a Seinfeld episode. There's Kramer. You are such a fucking piece of work.
People are going to see this Drudge Report and just start calling me, what's wrong? What's gone so horribly wrong with you? Do you need help?
I hope that shows at your high school reunion. I hope that's put up on a big screen somewhere.
The 10 years coming up, too.
Are you and Slow-Mo going back, or you're going with someone else? You're doing one of those fake chick things.
I will never see Slow-Mo again, I'm sure, for the rest of my life. I think that was a one and only deal.
Let's hope you get a chance to see him again. I know there's not a great survival rate out there on the street, but still for you guys.
I know ever since then I've seen homeless people on the streets, and I'm like, do I know that guy? Was he with us? It's all running together in my head.
Chris, you're Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, you need to ditch your sidekick there and get yourself homeless Fez, because that guy was fucking hilarious on Saturday.
I know. I heard it Saturday, killed, and I'm like, I hope that guy comes back with us.
I suspect to be here.
I don't know. We're 11 minutes in right now, and I'm waiting for him to show up. Where's the prepared singers?
One of the homeless guys, he picked out a pair of jeans, and for some reason, he got the kind that looked already worn out. The worn-in jeans, and I'm thinking, you're homeless. They're going to wear out fast enough. Why do you want to buy clothes that look old when you finally get a chance to buy some?
It's got to be in style. There's no problem being homeless and being in fashion.
TJ, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, guys? Hey, it was great, Fez. It was great seeing you. You were a blast. I was just wondering, could you look any less homeless? You could have taken off the Scully hat.
Yeah, that was a big problem for you, Fez, the hat.
Yeah, I guess that's so. I just really wanted to make the other guys feel a little bit better by dressing down myself.
Well, if we had some kind of best-looking homeless guy, you would have came in at least third, maybe fourth. I'd like to see a medal. All right, if you'd like to check this out, Drudge Report, it's probably the #1 kind of news gossip site. And just click the video out under the homeless stories. Hit it again there, Fez. And you'll see our own Fez Watley looking like a fucking mess.
Now, these homeless guys, they all wanted to get new shoes, so everyone looks horrible from all the way down till the ankles.
Look at you there. I'm starting to agree with the mayor. This is exploitive of a retard. My partner, Fez Watley.
Well, I had just gotten a blast of some really smelly perfume at that point.
Is that...
right in my eye. And then just...
Look at the way the people are standing around you, though. Like you're an injured animal out in the African outback. It's like the running of the bulls.
You did seem to be walking with a limp. Did you hurt your leg?
I just kind of got staggered with the blast of cologne and homeless smell combined.
How could any cologne hurt your leg?
I kind of tripped afterwards.
Sort of looked like an old fisherman.
You know, I'm pissed with this whole video. I've seen videos that look way more packed and enjoyable, and they just show this downtrodden Fez is wandering around by himself in Macy's.
The problem is it does look so confusing because I'm just spinning in circles here.
Why were you?
We were looking for the pants department, so we weren't sure where that was.
And do you have an imaginary phone up to your ears? Because you're not on the phone, right?
No, not at that point. No.
Yet I see you hanging something up from your ear, looking like you're talking. Over and out, over and out. I'm a stabbing robot. I'm a stabbing robot. Why are you limping? There's the imaginary phone. He just had his hand up.
I don't know. That one I can't explain my way out of.
Did you think you're on? Look at you. And look at Jeff just treating you like you're an animal. There's other people trying to point you the way to clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Slow-Mo in the... Yeah, he's better dressed than you.
Yeah, that's Slow-Mo in the blue and white flannel. And Big Pop was next to him in the other flannel with the mini pearl hat. He had just bought a hat, and they still had the price tag on it.
All right, I would just like to tell Matt Drudge, I've seen 90 more interesting things on the web than Slow-Mo and Fez staggering around Macy's together. There's all kinds of fun, great stuff that you could put on there. Why grab the most homeless-looking out of all the homeless, Fez, the most confused out of all the confused Fez, and put him on there.
I would have no problem if Matt Drudge took down this video right now. He may even have to hear from an attorney. I am not homeless.
Well, then what are you doing there?
I was invited, and then I really couldn't get out of it.
Trenchmouth, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah, what's up?
I think a great show would be the Homeless Fez and Black Ron Bennington show.
Damn. That's for that nickname the
You're
other day,
welcome,
Dave. That's for that goddamn nickname.
Damn.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Rick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered how much money was spent on all the homeless for the weekend.
Oh, there was tons of money spent out there.
Oh, yeah, the homeless, they were all given American Express gift cards. Actually, they weren't allowed to hold them. They were used for them, so anytime they wanted to make a purchase, it came off of those gift cards. Then, a lot of the people in the crowd at the Short Hills Mall were just spending their own money on the homeless and handing them stuff.
Well, O&A will be in tomorrow. We'll let them deal with some of this stuff that's coming in. I don't want to steal any of, obviously it's not ours. Fez dove into the Drudge report somehow and took that away.
That's really embarrassing. I'm just hoping none of my family in Florida click on the Drudge report today.
I sent it around to your family.
Why would you send that out?
They're on my mass mailer.
Take them off of there. There's no need for them to be on your mass mailers. They're going to see something they're not supposed to see.
What's that mean? I'm sending porn?
They're going to see me and think I'm homeless.
And that you have a back problem, too. Look a little hunchback.
Yeah, he does. It's an elderly look. If you want to know the truth,
really?
It's an elderly look. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, buddies.
Yeah.
The other reason why the mayor was a little anxious today was because today in Boston they're actually counting all the homeless. They're having 300 volunteers go out into the city and count all the homeless, and ironically it was the day that the homeless shopping spree replayed on BCN.
Why would they want to count the homeless? Why not just get them off the street?
Well, it's Menino. What can I say?
Tomorrow we're going to count the hungry and then abused children. We're going to drive around and count children that are abused.
Good luck counting the homeless. They're quicker than they look, and they're very good hiders.
I see one that's very slow, disheveled, and just staggering around. I think it's time for the entire show to apologize to ADF.
No, ADF is the cause of all this.
It's basically what ADF saw that day in the store. You get into a store, you get confused.
Were you wearing that outfit when you were in the Apple store and ADF spotted you?
No, I was dressed quite nicely when I was spotted 3 weeks ago on the streets and confused for being homeless and muttering.
And staggering and sweating and almost everything that video clip shows you. It's a little scary.
Corey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, Fezzy, you were great yesterday, or Saturday, anyways. I got a couple words with Fezzy on my microphone. He looked like an extra from the Shawshank Redemption, and I think that he was more uncomfortable being around all those people than the people in the mall that were there to shop.
Was it an uncomfortable day for you, Fez?
It was pretty uncomfortable. It really, because I was at a place where I'd never been before. It was crowded.
New Jersey.
Exactly. And I knew I was also couldn't go home anytime I wanted to, which it really plays on my phobias and fears. Because, if I could just say, all right, I'm going to the parking lot, getting in my car and leaving, that's one thing. But to know that I'm actually stuck someplace.
Like here on the air, you're stuck for the next 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Right.
You can't leave.
Yeah.
If you get a bad feeling, if you don't feel like the show is working, there's nothing you can do. You start to have either a panic attack on the air, forget about it. We don't break here.
Right, yeah.
You're stuck. You can't get out, Fez.
Okay, that's really starting to make me nervous and making the palms sweat a little bit there. Just the fact that I wouldn't be able to get to my home if I really felt I needed to.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
This mic will be on, and things are expecting it out of you.
Yeah, that's a little rough. That's got the room spinning a little bit on me. All right, now I just got to kind of hang on. Because I'm getting weirded out just from hearing all that. Because, yeah, that's the feeling I had at the mall. And I shouldn't get it in here.
You're talking crazy right now.
Am I?
Yeah. A lot of it is gibberish.
All right, my head's just kind of rushing right now.
Maybe someone slipped him some kind of drug at the homeless shopping spree. Like some acid or something. Because he didn't look even like himself.
How many times did he just say that?
Once?
No. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, 23435 here.
Hey, what's up?
I just wanted to let Fez know things are looking up. Taylor Hicks didn't even crack the top 200 at all this weekend.
Well, he's not supposed to yet, right, Earl?
No, not yet. We're going to get official sound scan numbers probably in mid-afternoon tomorrow.
All right, so it doesn't like show up 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. You just find out.
Yeah, they do a weekly tally, not a day-to-day tally.
All right, so your help there, Matt, is useless.
Oh, well, thanks anyhow, guys.
He could be first, he could be 90th. We have no way of knowing. Is that correct, Earl?
Yes, we will have a better idea of exactly how many units he sold tomorrow afternoon.
And no way of knowing before that?
No, not at all. But, just from a...
He's not getting any radio play, right?
Actually, yes. He's getting a lot of radio play.
Okay, I had no idea.
And
who would play him? What stations?
Every top 40 is going to play this guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, every top 40, every adult contemporary station is going to play him. He's going to be he's been everywhere. He's done every talk show and every morning show. So he's going to be everywhere. I did an unofficial kind of survey. I went down to the FYE over here on 51st Street, and I said, hey, I asked the manager, how is this Taylor Hicks CD selling? He went, we've already had to restock twice.
Oh, you're done, Fez.
Yes. Here is the Taylor Hicks bet, how it's laid out. If Taylor Hicks is his debut CD, debuted last Tuesday, if it hits number 1 in its first week out, I have to shave my head bald. If it doesn't hit number 1, Eastside Dave has to reshave his head bald.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that at all. My hair length is just coming in. I got some compliments over the weekend.
I did hear some nice things that people were saying they prefer your hair.
Yeah.
About a quarter of an inch right now?
I think so, Mr. B.
Yeah. And people were saying you look more adult.
Yeah, and I heard a couple people say I look like an Irish hooligan, like soccer fan, but in a good-looking way. So that was exciting for me, and I think I'm going to keep this hairstyle. Maybe let it grow in a little bit.
I didn't know the Irish were big soccer fans.
Yeah, oh, sure they are.
I thought they had other sports.
No, it's pretty much that and rugby.
I thought there was Irish... don't they have some kind of a bat game that goes on?
I don't know about that.
I know that it's like really into cricket at all, but I mean...
No.
It's not correct. I know. Well, the Irish people who I met really were into their Irish football, which is rugby, basically, and then soccer.
So soccer's second.
Yeah. Their Irish football or rugby was number 1 with the Irish friends who I met.
All right. Karen, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Karen.
Hi, Fez?
Yes.
This is Karen. I'm from Nevada, and I'm a great fan of yours, and I'm very proud of what you did on the homeless shopping. And they should just quit picking on you all the time. And Eastside Dave, take a hike.
All right, see, now you're picking on Dave.
Yeah, well, Fez deserves more than what you guys give him.
What would you like him to get?
Quit picking him on him so much.
How are we picking it on him?
Everybody picks on him.
Give me some specifics. What is the problem? Fez, your fans drive me crazy.
Karen?
Fez, you're wonderful. You had more guts than anybody on that show to go out with the homeless. I'm so proud of you. With all of your phobias and everything, you went out and did it.
You're doing it, Fez. Karen sees it. You're making progress every day.
Karen,
He's made progress right from the beginning.
Is this your mom calling, Fez?
If my mom's name was Karen, I would wonder, Karen, you're kind of talking to me like I'm a tard.
No, I
think you're adding to the problem, Karen.
Well, sorry about that, but I am one of your biggest fans. So you take care. Bye.
All right, Martha Stewart is over, so she turns on the Ron and Fez show.
I appreciate fans, but that woman was just talking down to me.
Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yes, hey guys, good show today. I think the sport you're talking about, Ron, with the bats in Ireland is called hurley or hurling.
I think I am talking about that. Don't they play that over there?
Yeah, they do play hurling.
I remember watching that on ESPN or something way
The Wide World of Sports on ABC. Do they even still run Wide World of Sports?
No, I think that's all done. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
You know, it goes to show you, that's only, 40 years ago, something like that. It's a very, television isn't all that old.
Yeah, and they were looking for any sort of footage to fill up that show with.
Well, they introduced America to a lot of sports that they never saw before. We only just had our sports before that show got on. And then people started going, skiing? Wow, people ski.
There's a really good special on that on HBO. It's Jim McKay, My World, and it's all about him in Wide World of Sports. And his favorite was the ice skating barrel jumping.
I remember that, where you would just skate around a big circle and see how many barrels you could jump over.
Didn't they show like loggers too, like logging events?
Logging would be on there, yeah, where you would spin logs.
World's Strongest Man competitions and stuff like that. You just saw all these weird...
Anything that wasn't just baseball, basketball, and football.
Yeah,
every other sport was open. The track and field stuff that, never got any national stuff like bullfighting, a lot of racing.
I think we got introduced to bowling from Wide World of Sports, too.
No, bowling started the day after TV. It was always Sunday or Saturday morning black and white duck pin bowling with blowhard.
It's easy to shoot.
That and College Bowl. Remember when College Bowl used to be on TV?
I love that, yeah. There was Auburn, your chance to steal.
James, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing, Ron?
Yeah.
I was at Calico Jack Saturday night. I gave Fezzy a comic book. I just want to make sure he didn't already have it. It was Wanted.
No, I did not have that already. Thank you very much, James. I appreciate that.
You got to enjoy that one, Fez. And I hope you like the cigars there, Ronnie.
Thank you, my friend.
You got it.
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello.
Yeah.
Buddies.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I was just wondering, you guys remember back in April, I called in, I told you I saw Fez waiting for the F train, and he called me a crazy person?
Go ahead.
Well, on second thought, when I saw him, it looked like he was living down there.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Yeah.
That Taylor Hicks album. I drive a truck, and I've been in about 15 different truck stops in the past. They're sitting at the checkout at every single one of them, man, and half of them are gone.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that with anything else.
They're selling in the Heartland. Remember, that's how they used to sell those books. What was the name of the first fake hero, Fez, that we brought back here? Oh, she's shot up as they tried to rape her and stab her wounds.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think
Jessica
Lynch.
Yeah, Jessica Lynch, who later said all the stuff never really happened. But at the time, that's the only thing I ever saw them selling like that along roadside arrest and shit. So you're taking on the Heartland, Fez.
Yeah, that's my problem. I really hope that there's something. Maybe this Gwen Stefani CD can end up beating this thing, this Taylor Hicks CD.
Gwen Stefani didn't even hit number one on her own first week out. What did she open at, Earl?
Number 3.
Yeah. So there's no way she's going to leap from 3 to 1.
And I know Fantasia, also from American Idol, was supposed to have a CD out this week. I haven't heard anything about the Fantasia album.
Yeah, that's selling at chicken waffle places. Not as many of those as truck stops.
Plus, I heard Taylor Hicks' albums are getting marked down, too. So
yeah, they're like $9.99 already, right? Yeah.
Just to get the units out.
Yeah, smart idea.
That's cheating. That's cheating, Fez.
Well, it is. It's not unprecedented. They do it with books. They do it with albums. Never do it with movies. No one ever says, "Hey, come out the first week, say for $6.99."
There's a theater in Bradley Beach, New Jersey, that still charges $3.50 for like a night, an 8 o'clock showing.
First run film.
Yes. Yeah, now it'll come out a couple months. Say if Mission Impossible came out in May, it'll be there in like maybe August.
So that's not a first-run film. A lot of places do that.
Oh.
That's shit canning it before it goes to cable.
What is it, one of those Cinnamon Suds places?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great place. My mom says it smells like urine, but I go all the time.
Mike, the teacher. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, guys, how you doing? Ron, you just jogged my memory. I don't know if you or Fez remember this on Wide World of Sports. Remember they used to have motorcycles on ice? They used to put, like, spikes on the motorcycle tires and run around. I couldn't remember if it was oval or a figure eight. Just the most insane stuff that you would see on that show.
They had to fill it up every week. It was pre-ESPN, yeah.
I think they might have been the ones who also covered some of the Evel Knievel, maybe not the Snake River Canyon, but some of the big jumps like Houston Astrodome and stuff like that. And I think they started making bowling. I remember their big sponsor was AMF. That I remember.
Sure.
That was good stuff. Good stuff, guys.
All right, thanks, buddy. They just tried to bring bowling back, and I guess it didn't work. And I was talking with Tenacious C at the party the other night. She has joined a roller derby league, and she'll be in roller derby this spring.
So, again, they're trying to bring roller derby back as well.
Why shouldn't they? It's the greatest sport known to man. I recommend the film Kansas City Bomber for anybody who'd like to jack off to some old Raquel Welch.
I never understood how roller derby worked, but I knew women were getting killed out there. They were just getting smashed.
And then men do it half the time. So you either have the men's heat out there or the women's heat. What don't you understand about it?
I don't know how you win.
You have scorers, right? And basically, you have to lap the other people to score. Not everybody can do it. It's almost like in football where some people block and other people are, have the ball. The same exact thing. And all you got to do is lap those people. And then when you want to call the playoff, just touch your own hips.
Yeah.
Nice. You're out of there.
And the scorers are usually the best looking one. There was actually a reality show on A&E this year, Roller Girls, and I think that might be why there's a new boom of roller derby thing starting.
It makes you wonder how something like that even got developed. It must have been a fight at a roller rink between, some women, and someone said, we can market this.
It's not an all-woman sport. I don't know whether they're starting to bring it back now, but the guys used to be every bit as popular, and they would all be on the same team together. And sometimes you had mixed races, my friend.
Whoa.
Innovative sport, too.
Who broke the color barrier in roller derby?
Blowhard, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, Mike the teacher is correct. There used to be a sport of riding motorcycles on ice. I saw it at Madison Square Garden in the 80s, and they actually have races.
And it was just motorcycles on ice?
Yeah. And it was insane. It was indoors at the
Why
garden.
did that ever go away? It should come back.
Like a holiday special.
We would just go. Somebody gave us free tickets. I don't know where we got them from. So maybe some radio station. And we sat there, and it was amazing. These guys were going pretty fast, and they were using the Rangers ice. And it was just something I never thought I'd ever see. Going back to Wide World of Sports, the bowling was Chris Schenkel. He was the host, and that was the Pro Bowlers Tour. That was on earlier on Saturday morning.
This is Chris Schenkel. He's Dick Weber's up. He's got to pick up that nasty
exactly.
7 to 10
it was
pick.
One of the highest.
And he picked it up.
It was a staple on ABC for years. It was just.
Is bowling making a comeback?
I'd be the last person to ask.
Yeah.
I can't even go bowling because I got a size 15 shoe, so if I go to the place to get a pair of shoes, they just look at me.
Bowling and drive-ins seem to be somehow linked together, and they do about the same kind of business.
Bowling goes up against football, though. On ESPN, whenever like the ESPN game day guys are done, Chris Berman tries to throw it over to bowling. Tries to throw it over to the PBA, and no one stays with ESPN.
Well, you say no one until you get out there around Wisconsin and Minnesota, and I think they're pretty hardcore bowlers. I think bowling's one of those things where people like to play it. They don't necessarily like to watch it. It's like shooting pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting for a moment to see those guys shoot, but then after that, you're like, if I'm not shooting myself, I'm leaving. The same way like if your friends are playing. You can only watch for so long before you want to leave.
I know they really changed the game. They have a lot of these places now where they have the psychedelic lights, the fluorescent balls and stuff, and it's a whole new experience than it was when we used to bowl,
You used to bowl on ice with motorcycles.
I would do it. And just saw Rollerball a couple of weeks ago, the old one, with James Caan. What a great movie.
Fantastic movie. I bring this movie up every once in a while. It's unbelievable.
It's just a game I would pay to see nowadays.
Well, I mean, look at the way the world is now with the corporations and the way we are using sport as distraction. I don't think it's too far from true.
You know, it really was a great film, and it holds up, unlike the crappy remake they just released recently.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. And unlike Star Wars, which no longer holds up.
And you know what was really a great TV show that was on the weekends on Saturday? Remember Sports Challenge with Dick Enberg?
No, I don't remember it. Did you?
Oh yeah, you remember. You have to remember that. We talked about it, I think, years ago.
Okay, then why bring it back up? If I do remember it, we've already talked about it.
No, it was like a game show. They take like 3 Dodgers versus like 3.
Oh, I do remember this one. Yeah,
I told you, Ronnie. You know.
Yeah, it was like then, and they still show some of that stuff on ESPN Classic. And then there's also, do you ever see the old Home Run Derby?
That is the best show
that they would run in those days.
Absolutely. Mickey Mantle versus Rocky Colavito. Oh, Rock's another one.
And nobody's there.
No one's there at
Just
all.
the two of them.
Wait, do you know, where was that played?
Looked like in Florida.
Yeah, that was down in spring training.
Yeah.
Guys,
Because it had ivy fences, and I never knew where it was, because I knew it wasn't Wrigley.
It had to be 58, 62, somewhere in
the
there.
players did it for a little extra pocket money. I was reading an article about it, and that's why you had every big name playing. There was nobody like nowadays. These players don't want to go to the All-Star games and competitions. In those days, you weren't making all the money.
No.
So they'd give you like maybe $500 to show up. So you'd get like Hank Aaron, you'd get the big names, Willie Mays playing, and
everybody needed extra money. Even Pete Rose, when he broke into baseball, still had to work in the off season. It's just you couldn't even imagine it now. I was reading through that Johnny Unitas book. Those guys would go play basketball on the off season against high school teachers and, you know what I mean, whatever it was at these things, making $10-20 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, they needed the off-season jobs. Like, remember?
And that was in the early 60s.
Yeah, and Richie Hebner of the Pirates, he was a grave digger.
Yeah. And
it's amazing. Nowadays,
again.
With these guaranteed contracts and the millions of dollars, and if you had a bad year, you'd take a pay cut. Mickey Mantle, he had like 50 home runs, and they say, well, he didn't hit 55 like last year. He was taking a pay cut. The union came in, and people don't like the union, but the union really made the players' lives a lot easier. A real good thing.
As well as everybody in the country's life, a lot easier.
Yeah, it just seems that everybody sides with the owners whenever there's a problem in sports.
It drives me nuts.
But you think about how can you take a guy like Mickey Mantle who puts up almost Triple Crown numbers, and they say to him, "We're cutting your pay by 10%," or, I mean, it was incredible what they used to do to the players in the old days, and those old shows were just incredible. I wish they would bring them back, and especially Wide World of Sport.
They are back. If you watch ESPN Classic, all that kind of shit's back.
Yogi Berra's book, there's actual pictures of him waiting tables. He was like the celebrity waiter at one of the high-class restaurants in New York City. He waited tables, he ran a bowling alley, he did anything just to raise some extra cash in the off-season.
That's got to be bizarre to walk into a department store, you're going to buy a suit, and there's Yogi Berra or someone waiting on you. Just bizarre.
No, I guess if it happened at the time,
Yeah,
you'd never be able to understand what the specials were if Yogi Berra was your waiter. He's just mumbling freak.
And like a lot of the Brooklyn Dodgers, they lived in Brooklyn. They worked in menswear stores and had the most bizarre jobs. And you'd go into buy a pair of underpants, and Pee Wee Reese would come out. Hey, how you doing? And the players basically.
Hey, how you doing? How's those underpants? They all right? I'm Pee Wee Reese.
They're great, Pee Wee. Thank you.
And those guys never paid for a meal either. They would walk around, Brooklyn in the neighborhood, and people would invite them in for dinner. The restaurants would never charge them. It was such a.
And yet, for some reason, people look back on those like those are the good days. Oh, they were great days.
Not everything in the old days was...
Sonny Jurgensen had to sell his kidney. Those were great days.
Blowhard, they probably needed those meals. They're probably panhandling at that point.
No, Fez. It was a sense of community. It was just a sense that everybody kind of felt like, hey, you represent us. You guys are playing ball. You're doing a good job.
Take care of our baseball homeless.
Some lasagna,
Are you telling me nobody would buy Derek Jeter's dinner tonight if he walked in? I'd be glad to say... No, Mr. Jeter, I have this for you. How are you?
Nice. Just put that guy in his place.
Nobody would want to take T.O. out for a pair of shoes? How are you?
Hey, did he spit on somebody this weekend? What's that all about?
Yeah, he spit in somebody's face. Then they don't have film of it, but then he kind of admitted to it.
What does this game
spit on cornerback D'Angelo Hall, boss.
Thank you very much.
Unbelievable. What's going on with this great game of ours?
It's not like they didn't spit in the old days.
Yeah, but in those days, you didn't tell anybody about it. You just did it, and that was it. Then off the field, after the game, you go out for drinks. You just forget about everything.
Better days, weren't they, Blowhard? They were phenomenal days.
I got to get out of this habit. You got to stop. I got to get out of this black and white world of mine.
Right. And for you, it's all whites are good, all blacks are bad.
No.
Duke Snyder good, T.O. bad.
Oh, don't start that stuff.
Is LT your favorite running back of all time now? Do you think he's the best ever, Blowhard?
No. I'm going to say somebody that nobody's going to agree with, but the best running back I've seen in my day was O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson, I don't know why anybody would disagree with
No,
him.
but because of his current status as being a scumbag and and murderer. And,
doesn't take away from the first guy ever to break 2,000 yards.
And he played with such a crappy team. He was a great college player, and the guy was just the best. He used to come into Shea Stadium and easily run over the Jets. The guy was just incredible. I mean, I would put him over Peyton. I would put him over LT, definitely. OJ was definitely the best I've ever seen.
What would you think, Earl?
I'm still going to go with Jim Brown. I'm still a Jim Brown guy.
I didn't
he just
see
did it
Jim
under
Brown.
harder
Not as old as
circumstances.
you, Earl.
Earl's very, very elderly.
No, I just think he did it under worse.
Didn't you think Crazy Legs was the best you've ever seen, Earl? In all your time shining shoes out of the stadium?
No, I was not a big fan of Al Crazy Leg Hirsch. What a great nickname.
Well, I mean, you don't have to see the guy live. We all have tape. You can see everybody. What about for you, Dave? Best of all time?
Emmitt Smith.
Really?
He has the record. He played hurt. I believe he was maybe the reason for the Cowboys' success because I'm not a big Aikman fan, and Michael Irvin didn't get in the Hall
How
of
can
Fame.
you take anything away from Aikman?
I think he's great, but he would not be in my top 3 or 4 or even 5 quarterbacks of all time. No way.
Fezzi, what about for you?
Barry Sanders. Unbelievable move.
Barry Sanders was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, it looked weird. It looked like defenses were in slow motion.
But here's the thing: both you and Blowhard picked losers because those teams. It didn't matter whether they had these guys or not. Where look at Earl, he's gone back with Y.A. Tittle, Crazy Legs Hurst. He's talking about franchise players. Emmett, you got to give all the credit in the world to.
Yeah.
But doesn't it seem like the last 5-6 years? Every year, there's a new gun.
Yes.
Ever since L.A. Rams. Who was the guy?
Eric Dickerson?
Yeah.
Or Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, after Eric Dickerson, which, by the way, everyone at the time gave the greatest running back award to, and now has rescinded.
Yeah, what's happened to him?
He just faded away in memory. But Marshall Faulk, every year since Marshall Faulk, it's been somebody has been the best ever. We dove from Baltimore to Kansas City to Seattle, and now we're down in Sandog.
I remember they even tried to slap that tag on Thurman Thomas of the Bills. He's like, he could catch balls out of the flat. He could run for,
awesome.
But
0-4.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone doesn't remember
They're
that.
picking a
How about
player.
No one remembers this guy, but how about Terrell Davis? Because his injury.
Forget him.
His injury. I mean, his career was done because of injury. He's like a modern Gale Sayers. I think he might have started the big running back thing.
Why didn't you pick Gale Sayers then?
I do believe that ultimately to be the best, you have to have played like 12, 15 years.
You need to go read I Am Third, my friend.
Okay.
Look at Earl.
I have that book. It's in a box somewhere in my apartment. But I love that book.
I read it when I was a little kid. I got the Brian Piccolo part, was fucking crying like a baby.
Yeah, it's a very emotional
it's still a good
section.
rental. If you haven't seen Brian's Song, I think it's one of the greatest sports movies out there.
Well, the funny thing is it's kind of cheesy, like the acting and the sets and all are really bad, but the story is a damn good story.
I haven't seen Brian's Song in so long. I'm wondering if I would go right back to that really sad feeling again if it could get me one more time.
How could it not?
That theme song really gets to you.
Oh, yeah. We got the Brian Song theme. I don't know if I could make it through it. Then I
They played that on my graduation from elementary school.
Why the hell would they do that?
Were there a lot of sick kids in this class?
We marched into the theme from Brian's Song.
Get out of here. I look over Bronx Johnny's already sporting his Chicago Bears stuff.
Did you ever think that Bang the Drum Slowly was like a baseball version?
Yeah, it was.
Of Brian's Song? Just a total ripoff.
Yeah, exact same deal.
Hey, Dave, by the way, I saw The Departed finally.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
Oh, come on.
Very disappointing for Scorsese.
It is the best film of the year because I checked out Flags of Our Fathers.
I think the Irish
did you bring
ruined
that
it.
in for me?
I'll bring it tomorrow.
The fact that it was in New York.
Tomorrow's no good for me. I got to have it tonight.
I'll go.
Maybe a little aware of the things I'm going through here. How much time do you think I'm going to have?
Right. I
had that all set aside for tonight.
I'll get it to you tonight. Then.
How's that going to happen?
I'll go to my apartment and come back in the city. Big deal.
It's not worth it to me now. All right, Blowhard.
Hey, listen, who do you guys like tonight?
Tonight is
Colts
Cincinnati
and Bengals.
at Indianapolis. I like Indianapolis. I can't believe they're going to lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I'm pulling for them to lose 3 in a row.
I like the Bengals.
You know what's funny? Every week there's an it team now. You know, last week it was all about the Saints being so dominant and great, and then they go and shit to bed. And now every week it's a different team that everybody goes crazy about.
Well, right now it seems to be San Diego. It's what everybody's excited and talking about.
Yeah, every week and this league is just awful. This mediocre football
it's
league.
terrible. It really is.
It is.
I like the 12 games a season. Year of 1957.
That's right. Yeah, really.
Where's Jim Thorpe when you need him?
It's ridiculous.
That is true. Why didn't we ever put Jim Thorpe in this thing?
We got to bring back the leather helmet, too. None of this protection crap for the
Where have you
quarterback.
gone, Bronco Nagurski?
All right, Blowhard. Talk to you later, buddy.
Take care, bros.
All right, peace.
Thanks, Blowhard.
866 Ron Zero Fez. Hey, Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, how fantastic was Dexter last night?
Dexter, pretty damn good little ending last night. Even though I'll say this, it's a very predictable show. It's like a B-movie show. Dexter is so damn good, he rises above it.
I actually want to go back. I want to watch the whole show again.
Go ahead and watch it. It's on Showtime. It'll be on constantly.
Last night's episode, I'm thinking, all right, there's certain things that have to happen. I mean, are we going to lose Dexter? Is he going to end up getting killed?
Let's not ruin it for people who haven't seen it yet. But it really is a strongly acted show. That lead guy is so goddamn good.
I was loving it last night. I was completely caught off guard.
Well, if you would have, been following along, everybody pretty much pulled on this one. If you went to ronfez.net, I think Whackbag, everybody came up with I hope, and was saying, I hope this isn't it. And I'm one of the people going, if that's the twist, it's too damn easy. And yet, when it happened, he's so damn good that you go, fuck it, I'm staying on this. I'm still nervous, even though I've figured it out. And I mean, obviously, you figure out who the ice truck killer is, because it's very B-movie. And what is his connection to Dexter? Well, what could it be? There's only a couple of things.
Right.
And they picked the cheesiest one. So I disagree that you get caught off guard. The thing that got to me, though, even though you know it, this fucking guy still takes you for the ride. Earl couldn't sleep last night.
Oh, it totally creeped me out because the trailers alone always freak me out anyway. But, I mean, again, he sold it so well on how the conflict and just the whole the creepiness of it all. He just
the way he moves, man, like a fucking cat, that guy. And for 1 second he looks scary, and the next he looks like he's afraid of life, and like a second later he looks like a fucking ninja warrior. The guy's amazing. Here's Rich. Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, Ronnie?
Hey, pal.
I was wondering if Fezzy knew that the Redskins now have the TV title. It went from the Cowboys to the Saints, and the Saints blew it to the Redskins. So we got a new TV title holder.
That might keep the coach another year, having the TV title.
Yeah, Joe Gibbs, he was saying he was going to be around again next year. I can't imagine. That Washington Redskins team, they just opened the cash box, and still nothing to show for it.
Where do they go then, though?
I have no idea. But
yeah, that's why I don't think they're going to make the move. I mean, they feel like they have something. Last year, it felt like, the city was back into it. I don't think a lot of these teams are in any position to just cut out coaches. Where do you go? Do you start over? Same thing in Tampa. People yell to get rid of Gruden. For who?
Well, what my idea, I think he's going to be sought after, is to go after Pete Carroll. I think it's time for him to come back to the NFL. He's got nothing left to prove in college. And as a Giants fan, I want Coughlin out and Pete Carroll coaching the Giants.
Do you remember when Pete Carroll was in the pros?
Yeah.
Some people cannot coach in the pros. Look at Lou Holtz. He was one of the greatest college coaches of his time, could not coach in the pros. Pete Carroll seems to be the same exact way.
I don't know. It feels like he's figured it out now, though. I mean, he was never this good of a coach ever in his career.
Adam, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I wanted to say that the main character in Dexter is Michael C. Hall.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Yeah.
Old Home Run Derby show was filmed at Wrigley Field in Los Angeles. That was a minor league ballpark, which is why they had Ivy on the wall.
What year was that? Do you know, Kevin?
I'm thinking it's late 50s, maybe around 1960.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I was thinking, too. And those things have shown in rerun forever. And now that ESPN Classic has them, it seems like they'll be stuck around forever. And it's so weird. It's a black and white thing. It's Willie Mays. And then you're sitting there watching.
It's just so enjoyable, too. And you get, I mean, and they're hitting shots, and there's one man in the booth. It's so simple.
Right, there's no color. There's
nothing.
No fun interaction.
There's no instant replay.
Yeah.
There's no crowd. Like, if you want to even make it enthusiastic, why not allow people to watch it?
It has nothing that it takes to succeed in television.
And Mr. B, you can actually hear, like, cars driving outside the stadium. You'll hear, like, a honk of a horn faintly in the background. It's the most eerie thing you can imagine.
Well, Mick, you ready now? I sure am. Okay. Then I'll let you get into position.
There's no energy at all.
Yeah.
There's none. Okay. And Mick just hit another one.
Something you like to say to the kids out there? No. All right, Mick.
Be good.
Let's get it going. So, Dexter over, I guess, in a couple weeks. Oh, Survivor went over last night. I don't know if anybody cares about that anymore. The greatest race of all, Asians. I
guess we have to give it up to him. It was Yule on Survivor last night, part of the original Asian tribe.
Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Dave, you fucking asshole. If you suggest Pete Carroll come to the NFL again, I'm going to come down there and pop your red-headed fucking head like a zit.
Well, that's I guess you're a Giants fan. I'm a Giants fan.
Actually, I'm not. I'm not a Giant fan. I was a Patriot fan, and I saw what Pete Carroll did with the fucking Patriots, and then Bill Belichick comes around, and look, 2 years later, they're winning back-to-back Super Bowls, and all they did was add a few players here and there. It was primarily the same team.
Yeah, I think you can also thank Parcells for turning that program around. But anyway,
turning the Patriots around? What the fuck did Parcells have to do?
He got him to a Super Bowl, and since they got to a Super Bowl, they continued to blossom.
He got him to the Super Bowl 4 years before Pete Carroll came in there and took a dump on the entire organization.
Were you giving him credit for stuff that happened 7 years before?
No, but I am going to give him credit for at least having a defensive mind, and the Patriots are all about D.
Ronnie hit the nail on the head. Shut up, you faggot. Ronnie hit the nail on the head.
Whatever. I need an offensive coach.
You're right. You do need an offensive coach, but Pete Carroll is not the answer. Some coaches do their thing in the college. He coaches on emotion. Pros don't play with emotion. Pros play like it's a business because it is a business. That's why you need coaches out there like, and again, I'm a Patriots fan, so I'll use Belichick as an example. He's a businessman, and that's what happens. He motivates those guys in a different way than you motivate a college player, and it's as simple as that. That's it. I'm out.
Thank you very much. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here is let me go to Bill. Bill, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hi.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. What can we do for you?
Yeah, I was wondering what you guys think about Eli Manning, you know, how he turned down the Chargers, and now the Chargers are probably going to end up going to Super Bowl. And
yeah, very good point. But, of course, I'll say this, he wouldn't have been going with them. So it worked out for everybody.
Oh, he did, huh?
They would not be going to the Super Bowl this year with Eli Manning.
They could absolutely go. Phillip Rivers was terrible last night.
Eli Manning has to be so glad that Tom Coughlin is the coach of the New York Giants, because Coughlin's taking all the heat right now. They would be dragging Eli Manning through the streets.
Yeah, I think he's got until mid-season next year to turn this thing around.
He's going to be fine. He's shown that he can be a dynamic football player.
We're not saying whether he's going to be fine or not. Fez's point was this. He's not taking the heat for what's going on with that team. If there was a coach that was loved, he would be. He's got somebody that's going to fall on the sword before him. Whether he does turn out to be okay has nothing to do with that fact.
Okay, but I do think it's Tom Coughlin's fault. I think Tom Coughlin deserves the heat.
That's why it's good news for Eli. That was the point.
Right.
No one looks more confused than Eli Manning after he throws a pick or something. It does look like a retarded kid lost at the mall when that guy screws up.
Ron and Fez Show.
Ronnie. Fezzy. The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202. Ron and Fez. XM 202.
Oh, the women rap so delightful, but the guys' presents are awful. And just in case you didn't know, guys can't rap, guys can't rap, guys can't rap. The paper is always cut wrong. To make it fit could take all day long. The stores do it, don't you know? Guys can't rap, guys can't rap, guys can't rap. When he finally raps it right, he knows he'll have to rap it once more. 'Cause even if he thinks all night, can't recall who it was for. Can't blame the guys for trying. Cut too short again, stop crying. Need more scotch tape or else he'll snap. Guys can rap, guys can rap, guys can rap. Guys can rap, guys can rap.
It's the Ron and Fez Show. That's from Air 6, A Very Filthy Christmas, available at paulbond.tv.
Yeah, I got an email from Billy saying that thing wasn't selling the way they had hoped this year.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I am shocked by that.
866-RON-0-FEZ. Why that song is playing, our own Dave is running around having a great time. What the hell you got in your hands?
We just got this in the mail, a nice gift basket sent to us from Dr. Steve. And it's beautiful. You got butterscotch.
Who's that for?
This is for Earl, Dave, and the staff.
Yeah.
Little do you know how much the guys mean to us here in the real world. Thank you for everything you do, Dr. Steve.
Wow, it's very nice of them. What all do you have there, Dave?
We got some candies. We have some butterscotch candy, some chocolate. There's some Friddle bark, Mr. B. I'm sorry, that's brittle bark with a B. That's old-fashioned peanut brittle.
Well, I want you guys to enjoy that then. Thank you, Dr. Steve, taking care of the staff.
Really awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Steve.
Thanks, Dr. Steve. Earl won't have to go out and restock his apartment here at the studio.
Thanks, Doc. I call him Doc because we text message or we PM each other on FBA.
Well, unless he's pitching for the Mets, don't call him Doc, okay?
Fine.
Dr. Steve is
right.
what he goes by.
Thank you, Dr. Steve. It's really nice.
Big Ron Fez .net party the other night, thanks to Mikey Boy, Just John, and was it Bobby Pantera who put that together?
Yes.
Because I noticed he wasn't being thanked in any of the threads.
Those three guys, yeah. Bobby had a big part of it as well.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see him get a little more love from those people.
Yeah, well, Just John seems to overshadow people sometimes.
Why is that? Dynamic personality?
I don't know.
No, that can't be it. So it was a great time at Calico Jack's on 42nd Street.
By the way, I did go to McFadden's.
Oh, yeah, it's right next door. Those two clubs are basically connected.
They're owned by the same people. One's an Irish pub, one's a Mexican pub.
Why don't they knock the wall down and have a big enough place?
I don't know.
So I saw a lot of the anti-stuff on RonFez.net. People upset because so many people showed up. And I just want to say, all the people that you introduced me to, Dave, all the FBA people, couldn't be nicer.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I thought FBA represented the party well. Just cheerful and outgoing.
Oh, that Uncle Inky.
Yeah,
he
right?
Sure gets the ladies.
He's great.
Yeah, he is. He's got a lot of fun.
And did you get to meet Happy Typing Girl?
I was introduced to Happy Typing Girl. Tracy brought her out for a little face-to-face. And, Dave, you've been talking about her so much. I'm ready to blast her, except for after meeting her, delightful.
Happy Typing Girl.
I would actually say this when it came to Happy Typing Girl. She's the Marion type.
Yeah.
She's the kind of gal one of you young singles should run out and go after.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Such a nice dress, a nice outfit.
Everything about her, personality, looks, There's intelligence. And all this time I'm like, God, Dave, stop going on and on and on. Very, very wonderful young lady.
Yeah, she's kind-hearted, too.
Yeah.
Because I went on to Pal Talk after the party at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and for some reason I got red-dotted.
Who red-dotted?
I don't know. I got banned, but Happy Typing Girl unbanned me. So I owe her a thanks for that as well. She's just a wonderful person.
I can see it now. Now I get it. Now I understand. I'm like, oh, Dave is blowing things out of proportion. But met a lot of great people out there. Now, some of the Ron Fez net people, I understand, not happy.
Yeah, there was a couple complaints. GVAC. I know Frenchie had some problems as well. I guess, it was a crowded...
It was too crowded, but here's the thing. You've got to remember that this thing only got put together by a couple guys. Mikey Boy and Just John and Bobby Pantera. Everybody else stays out of it. Then it's up to them to go back and then bitch about it after not being involved with it at all before. So I know exactly how those guys feel. Yeah,
absolutely.
People demand too much, and there's a lack of coolness going on in the world.
Just go with the flow, because if you wanted a drink, you could get one. I mean, I didn't, I was always able to get one at the bar, and then you had
somehow
outside.
you got drunk.
It's not about constant drinking when you go out and see your friends.
Right.
You don't have to be shit-faced.
Yeah.
And yes, there's always going to be new people.
Exactly, and I thought
that's always part of the fun. I thought
the best part it was a Christmas miracle that Whackbag FBA and RonFez.net and some OpieandAnthony.net were all in the same room and everyone was getting along.
And everybody I met was cool.
Absolutely.
And I honestly think like 99% of the people are cool, and then the 1% go back and bitch about why wasn't I on a different side of a tape? Stop it. There's nothing on that other side.
You didn't want to be on that other side. That was
I went back to check on my coat. Some bald-headed guy grabbed me. You can't come back here. I go, my name's on the party. Oh. Just get my coat to go outside.
That was one of the security guards from the homeless shopping spree. He was pretty much watching the VIP area. That's why he was probably a little testy with you.
See, you need a different term, Earl, than VIP area. VIP area, not a good name. Then people think it's something good on the other side. You need to just call it the cloak area, the coat check area.
Sitting zone. That's the way I referred to it. And you didn't want to be in the sitting zone anyway. It was more fun to be walking around.
It's the exact same. There's nothing that was on one side of the tape that wasn't on the other. Stop worrying.
They say VIP section. It was basically 3 little tables. It wasn't exactly like, half of the place was, just a brick wall went up and you go into a secret room where there's candy and prizes.
Yeah, but the best parts, I think, were actually by the bathroom or outside.
That's where I spent 99% of the night. And I'm going to do that no matter what, because you can smoke outside. Mikey Boy, how are you, my friend?
Hey, guys. First of all, I just want to call in and I want to thank everyone for coming out. I was very, very happy with the turnout. I mean, obviously, the biggest problem was it was too small of a place we kind of caught off guard for the number of people who were coming. And I'm actually really happy about that because we did have people from, RonVez.net, from Whackbag, from OpieandAnthony.net, from FBA, from other places. And I don't think a lot of websites can do that where everybody feels welcome to come. And I'm so happy that people are welcome to come. And
that's a reflection of you, Mikey Boy, because you are the guy that goes out and is friends with everybody.
Oh, well, it's what we try to do. I mean, like I said, I think people got frustrated because there were just too many people there, in that it got really hard to get a beer. And I think that was the biggest problem, and people got complaining about that. And then there's also some RonFez.net people who are used to, a couple years ago, we had a much more intimate, smaller party, and John and I made a concerted effort to make this a larger thing that's open to everybody. And I think they're probably...
Well, you don't have to put up with anybody's shit, Mikey.
Well, I mean...
Start banning, red dot them.
Red dot those fuckers!
And I've tried to clarify to people when they start pointing fingers at different people that, no, really, the biggest problem was just the size of the party.
People don't know what you do, Mikey.
And then if not enough people show up, it's, I thought the turn was going to be bigger. What's going on? There's no happy...
Thank you.
There's a story called Goldilocks, people.
Right.
Learn from it. Not everything's going to be perfect. It was still... The more people, the merrier. It was fun as hell.
Ron, Dave was but pretty much like every 5 minutes before the thing started, Dave kept saying, do you think enough people are going to show up? Do you think are we going to have enough people? And he was really kind of stressed about it until we basically right around 9 o'clock, and people just started flooding in.
Well, we really didn't plug it too much. It was you going out and plugging it on the websites, Mikey boy. You know, I mean, that's what he probably worried about, that we kind of left this as being your party, ran the way you wanted to. Yeah, it got a little too packed. But again, that can be a good thing. And you know what? Some of these people need to learn this from Damone. Wherever you are, act like that's the place to be. Whatever is happening, this is great. If you feel that way, you'll feel better in life.
Yeah, and I think we're just going to basically try and find a bigger bar next year.
No, Mikey, you should just walk away from this and tell him, screw it.
All right, here's Mafia Life, Chris. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, Ronnie?
Yeah.
What's up, buddies?
Hey.
Real quick, I just want to say thank you. It was great seeing you guys again. The party was awesome, Mikey. Great job.
Thanks.
Fuck everybody else, whatever they're saying. I do want to stress out one point that's been on my fucking mind since, because it's bothering me.
Okay.
Master Poe is an asshole, straight out. Okay, he put his hands on Frenchie, and I didn't like it. And I want to stress that because the party itself was fantastic, despite that. It was a lousy 10 minutes. I'm not putting any negative light on the party. It was 10 minutes, and I think that it was wrong what he did. She wanted to go say hello to you guys, and he almost was like pushing her and grabbing her. How are you going to act like that, towards a girl? Maybe she didn't want me to say nothing, but I'm outside and go running around. I says, let me call in, because I think it's important for at least Poe and the public to know that was a disrespect, and I feel disrespected, and I'm sure my girlfriend does.
All right, here's Master Poe, and how are you, Master Poe?
I'm doing fine. What's going on, Chris? Yeah. All right, first of all, I didn't grab her, number one. Number two is there was two sections. And
I saw you, Poe.
If you're saying that I grabbed her, well, that's fine, but I didn't grab anyone. All I did was move my hand and wait for people to get out of that area, because I was told by management to clear that area. Now, if someone tells me to do something, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I had Opie, I was taking care of him on the right side, and Anthony, I was taking care of him on the left side. So my job was very, very difficult. And the section, one second. Now, there was two security issues, and the security issue was that there was one particular person that was giving Dave a problem. Okay, so that was a situation that I was told ahead of time.
Who was that,
Dave? So the reason why
we had a word on the street, and I want to clarify this.
I didn't know anything about this.
Apparently, Terror, old school RonFez.net member, and a very large bounty hunter, was coming to the party to kick my ass.
Over what?
Some sort of thing that happened at Solera's bar 4 years ago.
Well, why didn't you tell me? Because I know Tara very well.
Well, no, I learned about it the very last second from Bronx Johnny, and it turned out Johnny was sort of...
Blow it out of proportion.
Yes, because then I spoke to Tara personally, and he said...
He's a gentle giant.
I have no idea what is going on.
All right, so what's the other thing, Paul?
So that one section had to be cleared out, all right? Now, for 2 hours, the management was trying to get these people out of their seats and go on the opposite side of this so-called line.
Right.
And it didn't happen. So they came up to me and they asked me, Poe, can you help out? Absolutely, no problem. I helped out. And in doing so, I'm getting yelled at because I'm trying to do what someone is asking me to do.
So
now,
you can't
wait, one second. If I disrespected your girlfriend, my apology. I'm the first one. First of all, I'm the first one to apologize. If I do something wrong,
apologize to me.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Well, I'm sure she's listening. If I disrespected her, my apology. Because anyone knows me, I am not disrespectful. I hold everyone in the highest respect. I don't push myself around.
I was surprised at you, is all I'm saying. Me and you have a really good rapport. We discuss outside of things. I considered you a friend, and I just felt like you buckled under pressure. Whatever that pressure was, I'm sympathetic to it. I respect that. But when you're talking about a Ron Fez net party, and you talk about French bread pizza trying to get by a line to go say hello to Ronnie and Fezzy and everybody, I mean, you want to leave me out there, there's no problem. But you don't let Frenchie through the line. You should have had the common sense to realize.
Chris, let's just say this. Last year, Master Poe came out and danced all night and had fun. And you were invited just to come out and hang last week. But then when O&A came up, suddenly you're on the job, right?
Exactly.
And so he had to get into Master Poe's zone.
It would have been nice. It would have been nice if I had a good time last night, but I didn't have a good time. Oh, I'm sorry, the night of the party. I would have had a great time because I think all you guys are, a great bunch of people, and the music was fantastic. The food, the whole atmosphere was great. But I didn't have fun. I had to step up. 1 second. I had to step up to the plate, and it was unfortunate that there were certain incidents there that I had to handle. And I wish that it could have been handled differently. I wish I had a VIP list in front of me. I didn't have that. I wish that someone came up to me and says, okay, Master Poe, we're going to assist you. I didn't have that. Okay, as far as me getting flustered, I didn't get flustered. The fact is that there was someone that was antagonizing Anthony. I had to handle that situation. Then there was this big moose supposedly going to attack Dave. I had to handle that. Anytime that I am at an event, it doesn't matter if I'm working or not. If I see someone or something happening, I'm going to step up. I'm not going to put my tail between the legs. Now, if I disrespected Frenchie with all my heart, I don't think I disrespected her. I think she got in the court of the line of fire because for 2 hours people were not listening. They were not paying attention to management. All they were doing was sitting and saying, yeah, we'll move, and they weren't moving. And when management came up to me and asked me, and then all of a sudden there was one of the guys that was the coordinator of the Ron and Fez party, I forgot his name, he said, can you assist me? Absolutely, no problem.
And I do appreciate that. I don't want you to think I don't understand that you have a hard job. And you know what? I apologize if I'm coming off too strong. Honestly, the party was great. It was a fantastic time. I think the radio genius, Mr. Ron Bennington, said it himself. It's VIP. There's no need for VIP. Maybe the creation of the VIP line in the first place, it might be at fault for this. But I just
Mikey boy. Mikey boy.
Yeah.
Why does that look like that you decide to put a couple tables aside, right?
Yeah.
Why did that infuriate people?
Well, I mean, actually, that's not what happened. I think what happened was, David asked us to have a couple tables available for people from the show where they could sit and eat if they wanted to, or they could keep bags and stuff.
Yeah, because I knew the O&A were going to be tired. They deserved to sit down. They fucking did a homeless shopping spree show.
And it really wasn't a VIP area per se. It was just an area reserved for those guys. And what happened was we had to expand that area when they did the drinking thing and sort of pull it out some. And it kind of people sort of took it as a VIP section. It started looking like a VIP section. People wanted to be on one side of the other side.
It doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. And really,
why didn't they just shit can the drinking contest when it looked like the place was too big to pull it off?
Yeah, that probably was a good option. We had to get rid of, but that probably would have been a good idea. In retrospect, that might have been exactly what we should have done.
I had a great time, man. I'm sorry for bringing the show down, Ronnie.
No, that's all right. And Master Poe has every right to tell people what he goes to. You didn't even know you were going to be on the job that night, right, Master Poe?
No, I had no idea.
But if it pops up, it pops up. That's what he's got to do.
And I understand them. I appreciate the closure as well. I just thought the hand on the wrist and squeezing extra hard. I mean, you made the girl cry, so there was no question in my mind that there was some sort of disrespect. Maybe you were under pressure, but I do have some closure, and I'm, like I said, man, thanks a lot for letting me voice my opinion. I had a great time. Ron and Fez, thank you so much. Mikey boy, great job. Eastside Dave, you look great, man. Better looking with the bald head.
Wait a second. Hold on for a second. I don't recall grabbing her wrist. First of all, there's no reason for me to grab anyone. Number one. Number two is if a guy came up to me and he was 285 pounds and he was attacking me, oh yeah, then I'll grab his wrist and I'll do other things to place him.
Why would I lie?
All right, but I'm not saying that you're lying. But personally, I don't think...
There was a lot of pressure there, that's all. There was a lot of pressure, and he might have done that without realizing it. And we were a little bit, not forceful, but we did not expect to get stopped. And so, she was making her way, moving the pole, moving the string, getting underneath it. And, it was just a little pressure, no big deal.
Can I say one thing in Master Poe's defense? I really was I didn't witness exactly what happened, but he was in a tough place because, he said that management was trying to clear out that area for 2 hours. I talked to some of the people who actually did did get moved because I talked to them later in the night. Not about that, but just that ended up coming up. And I don't think anybody had really gotten them to move or even explained to them that was going to happen. And so basically at that point we tried to explain it. This was news to them for the first time. And so, Poe, you were stuck in a pretty tough position where you had to try and get those people out. And I apologize that you got stuck doing that.
And that's quite right. When I arrived, there was, I think, 5 other security guys. And all of a sudden, a blink of an eye, everyone was gone.
Yeah. And one of those security guys grabbed my coat when I started to go in because he didn't know who I was. So these things happen all the time. It was a fucking madhouse.
It was a great party. Those are signs of a great party, though, right? There's always got to be something kooky going on.
It was a fantastic party. I had a great time.
Definitely. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm going to go order my McDonald's drive-thru.
All right. I'm fucking starving. Peace. Earl, we got any Big Macs back there or large fries?
We're fresh out, Ronnie.
So, Mikey boy, you've been taking a lot of heat over this, even though you guys did a lot of work.
Well, we didn't take any heat, just people complaining about different things. And I've tried to go on the board and sort of clarify that, different people, different groups were not at fault. And it was just a size thing and kind of a growing pains kind of thing. So, no, I mean, people have been pretty complimentary to me and to John and to Bobby.
Red dot him. Red dot! I never even heard this red dot term before.
Yeah, just basically means 86. Get rid of them.
Why not just use 86?
Because it's red dot's the new thing in town.
Hey, Pete, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was at the show on Saturday, and my buddy was trying to get his inno signed by all 4 of the major stars of the 2 shows, and when he brought it to Ron had absolutely no idea what he was holding.
Well, I just talking to this part of it. I don't really know where it goes. All right, talk to you later. I'm glad I could sign it for him and make it valuable for eBay. Here's Martin. Martin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, it's Martin.
Yeah.
From opieanthony.net.
How are you, pal?
Great. Just wanted to say, to Mikey boy, thanks for a great party. I was actually on the table that got moved by Poe earlier, but we didn't know it was a big thing and people were trying to move us for 2 hours. And when Poe said move, we got up and we moved. And I think everybody at my table, at least this was earlier before the drinking contest, nobody thought Poe was an asshole or did anything wrong. So,
all right, there you go.
Thank you.
There you go, thanks.
And again, Poe didn't know he was going to be on the job, but when it's time to be on the job, there he goes. He didn't know.
I would have enjoyed dancing and having a great time that night, but...
Well, you look great.
You're known as a dancer. You are known as a dancer, Mr. Poe. Here's Keith the cop. Keith, how are you, pal?
I'm a little... I'm listening to the situation, and, at no point were we working, and I think there's a misconception here that maybe, myself being there and my guys being there from the event earlier in the day, that we were, responsible, for taking some sort of action. And, we were just there kind of to hang, and I think Opie was just there kind of to hang. And, I don't want anything kind of pushed in our way. I felt bad for the .net guys that we showed up, and, it seemed like there was all of a sudden this situation where, they thought maybe, the O&A people were kind of, and I don't want to speak on behalf of Ope or anything, that we were kind of taking over the area that we had. But,
not at all. No.
But, we weren't working, and I felt like, we're being, not that we're being portrayed in a bad light, but sometimes I think Paul has to realize, it's other people's responsibility when you leave the realm of, your world of what you do. And we weren't there to be security. We were there to just hang. And, sometimes you got to hang and you got to let the other people take care of it. You can't be stepping up all the time. And I think he stepped up in a place where he might have been wrong because people's feelings got hurt. And, at the time it wasn't the right place.
You're saying Poe should have just went out and danced?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And sometimes, there's a little overzealousness that I think sometimes, you got to contain it. You got to be able to do it. And, did I want to stay? Did I want to hang? I mean, he just said, there was 5 security people, and then all of a sudden we disappeared. But you know what? We weren't working. And, we want to stay with our guys. We want to be with you guys. Of course, we are always looking out for what's going on, whether it be, you guys or O&A. But, sometimes when you're there to hang and have a good time. And the responsibility fell on the bar to, take care of the business at hand. And it shouldn't fall on, him. And I think sometimes, Poe, you step up in the wrong spots. And I think that was the time that you stepped up in the wrong spot.
Well, I don't think so, because Anthony told me to stay with him. Anthony told me to protect him against a guy that was antagonizing him and harassing him. He asked me, and I did.
Plus, Just John wasn't getting the help that he needed and did ask Poe for some help in kind of clearing the area out.
Well, you know what? That's I guess, then I'm speaking up in the wrong place. But you know what? I think that when you're a professional and you have to take care of business sometimes, there becomes, separate issues of liability and this and that. But, I mean, if you're a freelance vigilante, then, you do what you got to do.
All right, Keith.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Oh, it's always something. Always something with these parties.
Every party, there's going to be some waves and whatnot. If you're going to surf, you have to surf over waves. You know what I'm saying? So to have a good time, you have to go through some bad things. And
I don't even know what you're talking about.
What I'm saying,
I don't think so. I say 99% of the people had a good time.
Exactly.
Had a lot of fun.
That's all.
1% of the people started bitching to Mikey Boy because, he put together the prom, and then they didn't become prom queen.
Yeah, it was a wonderful party, and everyone was saying that.
Mikey Boy.
Yes.
Maybe next time it's just you and us, and that's the party.
All right. Works for me.
Bring your chick. Hey, by the way, what magazine is your chick in? I'm going to send one of the guys out to get me a copy today.
I think it's Better Homes and Gardens. It's in something else, too. It's in actually a number of magazines.
Is it in We Magazine?
No.
Okay. Better Homes and Gardens. And she's in what, the ad?
It's an ad for Hyundai, and it's actually going to be in a bunch of magazines. And it's, if you see it's a 2-page ad, and the first page is a bunch of dancers from Palabolas Dance Company, and they're sort of in the shape of a Hyundai. They sort of all in a big mass together, and then you turn the page, and the Hyundai's right there. And she's one of the dancers.
All right, we'll be looking for her.
McMahon and Tate came up with this ad.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, peace. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Look who it is. Our buddy in the center of the storm. I'm looking on the Drudge Report today. It's Anthony. How you doing?
Hi. How you doing, guys?
What do you say, buddy?
Listening to the show.
Yeah.
Still listening to a little controversy with the party. I'm not even talking about the homeless shopping spree. The party, that's what Drudge needs to put up on
no more video.
Page. Wow. Oh, my God. And let me just set something straight. There was some guy that was a complete pain in the fucking ass that needed to be dealt with, and it was Fezzy. He was right to my right all night. He wouldn't shut up. As far as security goes, Poe steps up. I didn't feel at any point, my life was being threatened, but there was a couple of real drunk, annoying people. I never thought I was sitting in a VIP area. I thought I was in a corner, like me, my girlfriend, and Fezzy were shoved in a corner.
Right, that was it, buddy.
Little room as is humanly possible, just trying to talk to each other. A couple of times, anybody that came up and asked for a picture, Poe was, asking me, hey, you want to take pictures? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, man. I can get up and take a picture with the fans. But since it wasn't, where I was sitting wasn't really technically a VIP area, the people that would have been cool in there, but didn't go in because they thought it was a VIP area. So the only people that were coming in were drunk assholes that didn't care.
Right.
So all of a sudden I'd get it was like a Tonight Show of drunk assholes. I'd look over to my left, hey, who's on the seat now? Oh, drunk asshole number 5. And he just babble, and you get these people, and if you don't pay the utmost attention to them, then you're the douchebag, you're the dick, and they start yelling at you. So I asked, at one point I had to ask Poe, could you please remove the knives from the table? Because I guess somebody was dining, and there was a screaming lunatic with a joint hanging out of his mouth and 2 knives in front of him. So I was like, Poe, I did ask for his assistance a couple of times, in that capacity. Or if there was one guy, another guy was just yelling, fuck you, to Dave as he was walking by. And I know that's kind of a common occurrence. So that was you?
Yeah.
But, so, and he was right next to me. He plopped down right next to me again. So I kind of, gave Poe the look. And I know Poe wasn't on the clock technically.
Yeah.
But, after the shopping spree and everything, and I'm no big guy. I'm not going to fucking get in a bar fight with somebody. So it was kind of nice to have him there to take care of that stuff. As far as anything else with him working access to a VIP section, I don't know nothing.
No, at the last second, they put up the smallest little piece of tape, and for whatever reason, because my chick was back in that area, and Opie's chick brought some family, they were there. It was like 3 tables, and we always need a place for Fez to sit. He's not going to stand up all night. Right. I ended up, once I got outside at one point, I never came back in. I just stood outside with the 200 people on the sidewalk smoking, because I wasn't going to try to make it back through the pit.
No, I watched you through the window the whole night.
Yeah, I didn't see Ann all night. All night long, I never had a chance to talk to him. So it really did turn into a bizarre situation. But again, for Poe, he normally comes out and just dances, but since there were so many people, you know, he watched out for his guys. I don't see anything crazy about it.
Yeah, there were a few instances where you know, it was kind of nice to have him there, and you know, it wasn't one of those things where I think there would have been a direct problem,
right?
But it would have been like, you know, after the whole day, we had a busy day and everything, and Fezzy did too, you know, and we're all just sitting in the corner trying to relax, have something to drink, and just kind of talk, and you know, I like I said, I don't mind when people come up and ask for something signed, pictures, that's fine, but there were some real, like, just drunk, belligerent people that wouldn't shut the fuck up. And those people, you just, you know, please, could you move along?
Now,
That's
Ann,
all.
Did you see Fez's video in the Drudge Report today?
Yes, I like that finally a face is being put to these homeless people. For every story that's coming out about this now, finally the face of the homeless. It was all you, Fezzy. I was laughing my ass off. I play the video, and I'm expecting to see, you know, Red and a couple of the other guys, maybe slow motion, one of those guys, and it was you all over that tape. You are the face of this atrocity that we pulled, this horrible thing that the exploitation that we did for the homeless shopping spree. Finally, a face is put to these poor souls, and it's Fezzy's face.
And just hours of footage, and you know, hundreds of cameras. Were there.
Hundreds of cameras.
How this 10-second clip?
And you with that hat and unshaven, it just. There is no way
rambling.
you can tell somebody that you weren't homeless.
Rambling, crazy talk. Yes, spraying perfume. You was as bad. You really did belong on that trip.
I admit this. They didn't catch me in my best light.
I think they did.
For technically, I guess at this point, not being homeless for the moment.
Right.
I say. Can we put those up for an Academy Award? What's the criteria for acting? Because you're acting as a homeless person. There's not one person logging on to Drudge, clicking on that link that isn't going, oh, that poor son of a bitch.
I know. It's true. And they're probably going to try to get a hold of him to help him, to get him away from you guys. And then when they see what his fucking tax returns look like, it's going to rain shit on all of us.
Now I'm the little kid that they kept going back to in New Orleans outside the Superdome. That one little kid they kept interviewing who was homeless.
We need some help down here.
You know, I think Menino is sending a guy down personally just to count you.
Yeah,
I'm going to count you as an honorary Boston homeless person.
You know, the baggy clothes I get, the fucking stupid hat I get, but why did you piss yourself? What was the intention there? Was that just an accident?
You know, I cannot use a strange bathroom. And I was really far from home. I went before I left, but it was just too long of a day.
Yeah, because there was something like, I heard you stink in the audio, so it looked like people were degrading you, and he's not even one of the homeless. It's up on Drudge, and you know, once it hits Drudge, it's fact.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And TV, probably local TV, will be picking that up now.
It's humiliating.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may want to send the children out of the room. We have some disturbing footage of the homeless.
You're going to be like one of those beatdowns, like in the Miami Beach case, where they beat up the homeless.
Yeah, next I'm going to be on bum fights.
Bum fights. Yeah, they were comparing it to bum fights. I mean, you know, we took some homeless guys to the mall. They were able to shop like human beings. And, you know, we goof on them, sure. I was saying, we goof on everybody. But, you know, they went home with some warm clothes to cheers of thousands of people who spent money on these guys. To get these assholes that just read about it and then comment on what they read, you just want to smack them.
All kidding aside, Fezzi told me later that when he came off that bus and people were cheering like that for him, he said it was like one of the best moments ever. He felt like he won the championship. Like you came home with the Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah, the whole World Series fucking full house. The players are getting off.
The problem was we had no trophy and we weren't in suits.
Yeah, but you smelled like you played a doubleheader.
I swear to God, this reminds me so much of when they thought Kramer was retarded and ended up having a dinner for him. I cannot believe that Fezzi is the face of the homeless.
What's going to happen next is I'm going to end up having to do some sort of news interview where I have to say, no, I wasn't exploited. I feel fine with this.
And you have to act, maybe they're going to want to take you around the city to show them where you live, and you're going to have to point in a box somewhere.
Right, not to keep the lie going.
Yeah.
Then someone found your credit card.
It's not going to end. 6 months from now, Dateline NBC is going to want to know, how's he doing?
Oh, Tyra's going to want to, like, hang out with you and for a whole night.
Martin Sheen is sleeping next to you.
Of course. This is where he has to sleep on a nightly basis, people.
Maybe I'll be one of the
face of the homeless.
Maybe I'll end up getting invited to the State of the Union address, sitting up there by the First Lady.
Imagine that. And I'd like to point out a very special person that's here this evening. He was exploited by a radio program and just sitting there, and there's Fez. Fez's adorable face, the face of the homeless.
In my knit hat.
In your knit hat with your stubble. You can't shave. You got to get the George Michael 1980s razor. You're not going to be able to shave all the way down anymore.
You know, this all started a couple weekends ago with a misunderstanding with some listeners.
Basically, the funny thing is, that's how they said you were wandering around that store. Confused, not knowing what you were doing, and muttering to yourself. And when you watch that video, it's 100% you.
I had just got sprayed in the face with cologne by a homeless guy.
Imaginary cologne?
No, it was real.
Because you know how those guys, they're cologne in my face, and they think it's there, but it's not.
And then there was the other guy, the black guy walking around with that little wool hat on his head. Like a little Outer BC hat from...
Yeah, that was Big Pop, where for some reason...
You know all the guys now.
Yeah, he's friends with them.
Meet him down at the church for soup. Yeah, the receipt was actually bigger than the hat, but that was the guy who tried on the hat, and they just made him take it.
Right.
They just immediately put it on the check.
Yes.
You touch it, you bought it.
Totally.
You did a great job, Fezzi.
Well, national exposure, that's all he wanted.
Now I'm on the Drudge Report.
For his plate.
Drudge Report, come on. You're sharing the front page with Judith Regan and all the big stories.
You know, if someone is going to get international press for their work with the homeless, it shouldn't be for being one of the homeless.
That is true. How many of these homeless organizations wish they had O&A's press?
Right.
You do not get this unless you put a little mustard on the ball. You gotta give it a little extra heat. If you're just going out there and going, we're collecting cans, no one gives a shit.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Right, you got to spice it up a little bit. And then we wind up getting, can Menino just leave already? Enough with the mayor of Boston.
How long does that go on?
What a grudge. The guy holds a grudge like a Sicilian.
He's like a Caesar himself. How long do you become mayor of Boston for?
There's obviously no term limit.
Pope. It is like the Pope. You got to die, and then something happens, a puff of smoke.
Puff of smoke, and there's a new mayor.
It's like, let's keep people from being turned into flapjacks in your tunnel by having steel plates fall on their car. And don't worry so much about the homeless in New York.
They were telling me today that he's going out counting the homeless in Boston. Why are you fucking counting them?
They're upset because, we're airing this on a day where they're counting the homeless. The fuck does that even mean?
Why would you count them? Pick them up. Help them.
Yes. Give them a coat. There's going to be some civil servant with a clipboard going 3, 4, 5, and for us to clothe them and feed them on that day is horrible. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's crazy.
I know there was a busload of happy homeless being kicked out of the bus at the Port Authority in New York City when we pulled back into New York, each one carrying 3 or 4 shopping bags.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, those poor bastards are going to be worked over for those.
It would have been nice if the bus stopped when they were put out, but yeah.
Why waste the brake pads?
Yeah, that is true. The last thing you want to do is go laying down at night on the street somewhere with a diamond bracelet on your wrist.
I'd like to know how those $100 pair of Ray-Bans are holding up.
That was, to me, who got that? Because that was the most adorable.
Was that Papa Rock?
Yeah, Papa Rock decided to get those, and we just assumed that hours later there's just going to be a big, fat fist print right in them.
But it's so adorable to think, in his mind, maybe that's the only thing separating him from Tom Cruise. Maybe a good pair of Ray-Bans. Not some cheap-ass sunglasses. Nice pair of Ray-Bans is going to be the first step.
I know
Something tells me his underwear wouldn't be quite as white if he decided to do the dance, though.
I know it was a high-end mall to start with, but these guys, they were going for the cream of the crop on everything. There was no looking for any sort of 2-for-1 special. Just $200 pairs of sneakers.
The homeless turned into snobs the second they walked into that mall.
Better king for a day than smuck for a lifetime.
Very good, Rupert.
All right, Ant. Talk to you later, buddy.
Gentlemen, great job, and I'll be listening.
All right, peace out.
Later.
Oh, jeez. You know, here's the thing, too. You try to throw one of these parties for people. They make Mikey Boy feel bad. They make O&A feel bad. They make Dave feel bad. They make Poe feel bad. Why can't everybody be cool? What is fucking wrong with being cool?
I don't understand it. I don't understand the negativity that comes out of it. Where you can just go, you can relax, you can be friendly, and, you know, like you said, cool.
Thank you, Fez. Thank you for summing it up in a way I never could.
Most of the people were.
I agree with you.
There's a couple bad apples.
99% of the people are cool.
Yeah, I even made amends just for 24 hours with Tony Bagels, of all people. Now today we're going to hate each other.
Earl, you got any bagels?
No, we're fresh out of bagels.
Fuck.
But just for that
bring
night.
up things that we don't have. Babe.
Okay. I'll call him Tony B. Just for that night. Now,
any honey back there? Fucking starving.
No, honey, sorry.
No one cares about your life, Dave. I'm glad that guy was yelling "fuck you" at you.
No,
whoever that guy was, I'd like to send him into the prize closet because he's got a piece of my heart. Who was that guy?
I don't know. I'd never seen him before, and I also got slapped with a sweater by a female who said "fuck you, Dave."
Your big problem is when you started being the gossip guy.
Yeah. This fun little segment really...
Everybody loved you until you became the gossip guy and you started out in people's relationships.
Right. Well, look, people have to be aware of the information. That's all board gossip tries to do. Just bring the information to the people.
Maybe no more parties.
If I was Mikey Boy, that's how I would feel. To go back to ronfez.net and see negative posts?
Nothing against you, Fezzy, at all. Mikey Boy's a million times a nicer person than you, though. That's the thing. He is literally a lovely guy who goes around and tries to make everybody feel good. I saw on ronfez.net, some people were acting like they were mad at FBA for wearing their shirts. It's ridiculous. Somebody wrote in there like, they come walking around with their FBA shirts on, real classy. I'm like, what is this, the Sharks and the Jets of the fucking internet world? We're all adults.
No one can do anything right. Bam was there taking a lot of pictures, and then people were pissed off that he didn't take even more pictures.
Right.
It's like he took a whole shitload.
I felt like he took a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because I felt like he was paparazzi there for a while.
He was nonstop.
Bam's a good guy, too.
He is.
And he gets a lot of heat out there.
Yeah, he does. He gets unwarranted heat. He's a good guy. And he took a shitload of good pictures out there. You can't, he's entitled to have some fun, to have a couple of cocktails himself.
Sure. Who's to say?
Holy mackerel.
Master Poe, you okay now?
I'm fine. I was fine before.
You found yourself in the middle of the shooting gallery here, though.
Yeah, I got hit a couple of times. That's okay.
What are you going to do? I know one thing. You guys might not like it. We need a little table for Fez and one for my coat. I don't like fucking playing games with coats. Maybe it's because I'm Irish. I take a fucking coat off. I need a person responsible for it. I can't lay it down and act like, because I'm telling you right now, if I went back with my coat later and it wasn't there, I don't want to sound like an animal, I'll burn that fucking place down. It's the way I was raised.
All right, we'll get you the section then.
We'll have a VIP section just for your coat.
I would come home, my dad be like this, where's your fucking coat? And I had to quick show him, I brought my coat back. He wanted to know the shit that he bought came back to the house. And that got instilled in me. I don't care if I had $50 million in the fucking bank. I need to know where that fucking coat is right now. I don't like a lot of people playing games around it. So we need a little table for Fez and my coat.
Okay.
Is that a problem? Fez needs to sit down. He's not a stander. Go to Drudge. Go to the video thing on Drudge. You see the shape he's in.
Standing's all right. It's walking I have a little trouble with, I guess.
Why were you limping?
I was staggered. Yeah. I had been caught flush in the eye with some cheap perfume.
You know, God bless Anthony. He says, oh, the performance Fez puts on. You know, it's just unbelievable. You don't know, Ant. The little times that you run into Fez, he's at the top of his game to impress you. Like all of us. All we want to do is get that quick laugh from Ant to feel better about ourselves. So for the little time and when the shows are switching, Fez is up and he's got a little line, he's ready to go. The staggering person that you see on the Drudge Report today is the guy who's wandering around Roosevelt Island. That's the real Fez.
I just need a little downtime like everybody. And with this video that's on the Drudge Report of me at the homeless shopping spree, I didn't even realize there was a camera in front of me for that one. I had no idea anyone was even filming.
That was No Filter Paul who got you, so you can thank him for the Drudge video.
Great, thanks, No
Filter Paul. Well, there was all kinds of people hanging around you taking pictures, too.
Oh, yeah.
You look like a whale that washed up on the beach, and people were just standing over you taking pictures.
There was at least 2 people carrying around laptops with this whole microphone setup and everything, and it was unreal.
Back in our day, we didn't have any of that, did we, Earl? It was me and Muni and 33 1/3.
Those are the pal talkers, Earl.
Yeah, we had another guy with the DAT set up. He was doing like play-by-play with the headset. He's like, "I'm here with Earl." He's like, "How does it feel?" And I'm like, "Who are you?" But we're having a good time and everything.
Earl, I did hear you in the middle of that show, and I was even telling Opie the other night. I go, you know, you were going from call to call. There was no phone. I mean, when you listened to that thing back today, you saw how strong it was, and there was no phones falling out, which always happens to you in this business. And you know, when you're on the air, it's one of the things that you worry about. All that was going great, and then they grab Earl, and you just felt the blandness set in for 30 seconds.
What happened was Fez couldn't get a reception. We were in the sunglasses place. Fez couldn't get a reception. I can get a reception. I dialed into the show. I give Fez the phone. The next thing I know, Fez just goes, "Here, it's you, for you." And I'm like, I grabbed the phone.
Probably because you said it's Earl, so they put you up as Earl.
No, I'm specifically saying I'm here with Fez, and Fez is ready to go, and I give him the phone.
I know you couldn't hear it, Fez, but so I mean everything is Pop. We're going to Steve. Pop. We're going to Dan. Pop. We're going to Danny. Everything is great. Norton and Ant are getting off all these great lines. It's really funny. Then suddenly I hear, "All right, let's go to Black Girl," and I hear, "In no way am I skiing down that hill. It's just not going to happen."
I'll let it go, Earl.
I'm not skiing. I haven't been feeling well. My stomach. The hell with it.
I was just totally caught off guard because Fez just answered.
There's a flat tire in the van.
Well, I was just completely caught off guard and stopped laughing.
You're a mess. Earl had a nice little celebrity encounter the other night. We'll take a break and we'll come back and talk about that. Ron and Fez Show.
Ronnie, Fezzy, the Ron and Fez Show, XM 202.
Come our way, put cookies on the tray.
for Santa when he comes. One thing that we are hoping, our chimney's not too tight. He's not light. Tears in flight. Give him land. Enter Santa, you big fat man.
From a very filthy triple Xmas from Airsick and Billy Staples, it's the Ron and Fez Show. That CD is available at paulbon.tv. Paulbon.tv is where you can pick that up at.
You know, Al Dukes is here. He brought over a copy of that. He's a big, big fan of Billy's and everything. How you doing, Albert?
Now, he can't be selling one of those things. Not a one. Not
he'll
one.
sell one.
He's doing well.
Not one order has come through.
Try to get a hold of Billy if you can. Last year it went bad when we talked to him, but I would like to wish him a very Merry Christmas. And I'd love to get him in at Free FM with Al Dukes. I know you're always looking for people.
Well, actually, this time we don't have any openings.
Although, you know, I pick up papers and I see that you got ads out there, and I know people that you've hired.
Yeah, we're already, those jobs have been closed out.
I don't think so.
You're no longer interviewing?
We're no longer interviewing.
How's everything going for you, Al?
Oh, really well. Excellent.
I saw your girlfriend the other night.
Yes, at the party.
Beautiful. Beautiful young lady.
Very pretty.
Now, you've been with her for how long?
Like 2 years.
And she's the one with the kid?
Yes.
And this kid you're very close with, and that's your
yeah,
buddy.
he's a good kid.
Yeah, you're like Dexter. Right now, you're like the odd guy. No one knows that he's a serial killer because he's nice to a girl and to kids. You finally grown up, Al?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like getting married and all that stuff. I don't know.
Why don't you do it? I'll give you $35 at your wedding. Remember, Al, we did a show one time where Al said he wanted to give $35 at his cousin's wedding, and women wanted to kill him.
Oh, yeah, that was it. That was his limit. That was the high end for him, too.
What do you give, Fezzy, when you go to a wedding?
I give probably, depending on how well I know the people,
yeah.
I'll give like a couple hundred.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't go to weddings anymore. I've cut that out of my life, and I feel so much better for it. It's almost like saying I'm a vegan or I'm an alcoholic, where people can't fight you. You'll just tell them, no, I do not go to weddings.
Well, people will always say, oh, you got to come to our wedding. The reception is going to be great afterwards. And then they all end up usually being the same.
Bad food, bad times, and it's awkward, and I know that people are getting divorced anyway. I just don't believe in marriage anymore. So it's best just to cut it out completely. What's happening with you guys out over there, Free FM?
We're
finally getting straightened out. You bringing Roth back in some capacity?
Roth is not coming back as far as I know, but I know they're looking for some shows.
Now, from what I understand, though, Van Halen touring with Roth. Any way you can get us all backstage for that? Since I know you and he are good friends.
Well, I mean, I can try to put a call in, but I don't know. I think that was more of a work relationship.
Didn't you have to go underground after he left? Weren't you part of the blame there? What I like is no matter who leaves CBS, they have a problem with Al.
Al somehow finds his way in a Forrest Gump type circumstance involved with everybody.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You still live over in Jersey, right?
Yeah, Woodbridge.
When are you going to move into the city?
I'm not really a city person. I like the suburbs in Jersey.
How long does it take you to get to work?
Like an hour.
Each way?
Yeah, an hour 10.
Yeah, that's too much.
Do you live with your lady fair?
No, I live by myself.
Sometimes you stay with her, though, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
And what's that like? You piss the bed, ruin things for a couple weeks?
No.
Al was so proud of his girlfriend at the party because I saw him in the crowd. He walks up to me, he's got her by the hand, and then says, I say, hey, Al, how you doing? He goes, this is my girlfriend, and then just gave me the funniest little, this is my girlfriend.
Like, can you believe it?
Yeah, exactly. He was so excited to introduce someone as his girlfriend.
His girlfriend looked at me with horror, and then she goes like this. Did he kiss a guy on your show? Did he pee himself? Did you guys put a ball gag in his mouth? Because she says she hears things.
Well, she goes on the internet and sees some of the Ron Fez net discussions.
Wow.
Try to keep her away from that homeless video of me.
Homeless video, Fez, if you want to see. Is it still up there, Fez?
Let me see here on the Drudge Report. Yeah, it's still there.
Just click it and see if they changed the video, though. The video itself is not. There you go.
Yeah, I'm still the featured homeless today.
See if you see any of the replies. Go down underneath it. You can see people writing back to see what they had to say about you. Is anybody saying he's not homeless?
Let's see. This is, I loved it. I worked at a mall. This is great. These men should be treated like rock stars. Let's see.
Oh, let's pull the curtain back here, Fez. You said you heard from a retailer who was not crazy about this. Somebody who, let's say, you think would be on Anthony's side.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I was talking to someone very close to me, my girlfriend, Dawn Cumia, Anthony's sister, and as you know, she's been in retail just about her entire business career.
I had no idea.
Oh, she's a district manager, my friend.
Oh, I didn't know.
Just so you know.
That's great.
Yeah. So, working in retail, little family on opposite ends of this homeless shopping spree
what was
issue.
her problem with it?
Her problem is, it's the middle of December. There's 10 days left till Christmas. You got all this really hardcore shopping going on, and you're going to drive people out of the stores with bringing the homeless in. So it's really going to hurt business.
Hurt or help?
Hurt. From a retail sense, you know, Dawn was telling me.
Who?
Dawn Cumia, Anthony's sister, my girlfriend.
Oh.
Was telling me this could really help, and she would be furious if she had a store.
Well, don't you get caught between those two?
Well, you know, I'm like, maybe you shouldn't even be telling me this, hun.
Believe me, I am married to an Italian. When you get in the middle of their fights, they try to fucking turn on you.
Yeah, so, I mean, she's the district manager. She's the one who's worked in retail. I don't know what goes. I have to take her word for it.
The closest you've come is to be a mumbling, stumbling homeless guy walking around.
I've been in a store in rags.
Yeah.
That's as close as I get.
Well, does she tell you not to visit? Oh, that's right. You don't know where she works because this is all imaginary and in your head.
I know where she works. I'm just not going to give it out. I don't want a homeless backlash against her.
Sure.
Heading to her stores.
Whose?
Dawn Cumia, Anthony's sister.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm at the party the other night, and I see Dawn there, looking lovely, by the way.
Wasn't she gorgeous?
And again, I see her with her real-life boyfriend, Patrick.
Oh, you mean Fat Opie?
Fat Opie.
Yes, because Patrick looks like Opie, except much, much heavier.
He's what?
Much, much heavier.
Oh, okay. Well, doesn't that bother you a little bit when you see those two out and about and you see the pictures together?
Well, you know, there's certain things I've come to accept about this relationship.
Right.
One thing is, when we go to a party, me and my girlfriend, Dawn Cumia, Anthony's sister.
Right.
We're not going to hang out the entire time. She's the social butterfly.
Right.
I have some social phobias.
Right.
It's been documented on this show.
You're elderly. She's young. This could be difficult.
So, you know, I'm not going to keep her in a box, in a tidy little box with a bow on it, you know, as my little treasure. Yeah, she's going to go out. And as she's, you know, hanging out, yes, she's going to hang out with Fat Opie, this Patrick guy.
Right.
I'm not worried about that at all.
I would be, if it was me, and I'm not telling you how to live your life, I would be a little concerned. I think it would make me worried if I saw my girl with another guy.
Ronnie, I am not going to worry about Fat Opie. There's no reason to.
Well, Patrick's a good-looking guy.
Yes, he's a good... You don't know?
Know what?
Ronnie, nothing's going to happen between Dawn and Patrick.
Why?
Ronnie, Patrick's gay.
What?
Yes. Fat Opie, a.k.a. Patrick, he's gay.
Is that why you're so comfortable letting those two run around?
That's why I have no problem with it whatsoever. They're like girlfriends together.
That is the best when that happens.
Yeah.
Because when your chick hangs out with a gay guy, and I had no idea he was.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it obvious? I spotted it a mile away. I have a sense for these things.
But, like, that's great because she gets to do all the things, and you're not bothered by them.
Right. I don't have to, you know, I want to go to the mall. Okay, well, just go with Patrick. Yeah, he practically lives there.
And why are you okay with that?
Because, Ronnie, Patrick is gay.
Wow.
Yes. Tutti frutti.
What's that mean? What year is this?
gay.
That term comes up. Tutti frutti.
Yeah.
What are we, in the 50s?
Yeah, so I don't have a thing to worry about. Yeah, like Patrick's going to try something. Right.
Doesn't bother you at all, then?
No, there's nothing to worry about that. I'm not threatened at all.
Yeah. Because?
Because, Ronnie, Patrick is gay.
Gay?
Gay. Queer as a $3 bill. And I got no problem with it.
Right.
You know me, live and let live.
Right. As long as he doesn't try anything with you.
Oh, then it's, I have to break a bone or something.
Oh, like your cock?
No, something else on him.
Like cum?
No.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, so there's no problem. And it's, she likes hanging out with him. I guess he gives her decorating tips or something. I have no idea how. Tells her how to wear her hair, helps her with that sort of thing. So I have no problem with it. He's doing all those sort of things that a guy like me, I don't even have the first clue of.
Now, Al, let me check with you. By the way, we're talking with the fabulous Al Dukes, a man who we brought to New York and left here. I cannot believe the guy's career keeps going on. Al, you've got this new girlfriend of yours.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, by the way, very beautiful.
Thank you.
Above you, actually. There's no way you should even get her.
Boy, howdy.
What's that mean?
Yeah, you bet.
You'd be okay if she hung around with a gay guy?
Yeah, gay guy, because, like Fez says, like, what's the point?
I suggest you get her one to hang out with. This is a load off of my mind.
Plus, the other thing is, if they go out and have lunch together, he's going to pick up the check anyway, because he's still a guy.
Oh, yeah, he's a gentleman.
Right.
A gentleman.
What's that mean exactly?
It means, yes, that Patrick is gay. Gay.
Wow. What a shocker.
I can't believe you've gone on this long and didn't even
I had
realize.
no idea.
To me,
I thought they were a couple.
No, to me it's the most obvious thing in the world. He might as well wear a big pink shirt announcing it.
Jeez, I wonder if he still thinks this bit's cute. So that's a shocker. So you would be fine with it. Would you let her run around with a straight guy? Would
No.
she be you don't permit her to be friends with any guy?
No, because I'm not friends with any girls.
Mm-hmm.
So any guys that want to be friends with a girl, it's just, they're trying to just date them.
You don't think men and women can be friends?
No.
So if some woman says to you, "Oh, I have a friend," you're already
there's something suspicious because even though she's I could see that she's not interested, but the guy wouldn't be hanging around her unless he wanted to try to have sex with her.
All right, interesting point.
And blunt.
Dave, I'm going to ask you, same way? Would you let your chick have a hetero friend?
Nope, never. I know that hetero friend would most likely try to slip her the tongue. And I'm not going to...
Would you let her have a gay friend?
Yeah, why not?
Wouldn't you be afraid that if she had a gay friend, you would try to fuck him?
No, because I'm not gay. But the gay friend could also act as a sounding board for, when the girls tell their long-winded stories.
You know what? We've got I always kind of think that Dave is Bizarro Al, because he's the guy that you love to hate, and he takes all the heat for the show. But now they've got the same exact haircut.
I love Al.
Yeah. Do you really?
Yes.
Kiss him. Oh, wait,
like he was a gay friend?
I'd kiss him on the hand.
All right, Earl, let me check with you.
Yes.
Yes, what? You would go out with a gay guy?
No, I would not go out.
What are you saying then?
No, I would say yes. I would have no problem with my chick hanging around with a gay.
What about a straight guy?
A gay.
A gay. Like, this is 62. I heard there was a gay over here last night.
No, I wouldn't have any problem. I mean, I don't have any security issues. I wouldn't be. I'm not that insecure. No, I mean,
are you Master Po now?
No,
you know what, Earl? I'm sorry. You didn't know there was a show going on.
No, I'm not.
You tap dancing motherfucker. Look at you.
Po, give him the Frenchie treatment.
No, I'm not that. I meant to say
I
I'm
wanted
not.
to get the fucking Indian arm burn.
I'm not that insecure. I mean, if you trust a person, you have to trust the person all the way.
Interesting.
Didn't Earl a couple years ago go to somebody's wedding at WNEW where he brought a date who, in turn, she brought a date?
Earl Douglas plus 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Eddie Trunk's wedding.
That story never goes away.
Yes, that actually happened, but I didn't look at it as a date. I was just, I don't know what I was thinking. But
you looked at it as an extra meal the bride's family had to buy.
So you're fine with these two guys hanging out, because anytime I see one, I see the other one.
Oh, yeah, they are just girlfriends. That's, my girlfriend, Dawn Cumia, Anthony's sister.
Right.
And her friend Patrick, Fat Opie. See, that's the way it works. There's always a beautiful woman, my Dawn,
right,
that has a fat, homely friend that they're always dragging along.
Wouldn't you be that one?
No.
I always thought that was you.
I'm the boy.
Gay boy?
No. I'm her man.
I'm very confused by this story. I don't know. I don't... You guys have turned me around on this. So nobody here would let their chick have a hetero friend?
No way in hell.
Yeah.
I would put my foot down. Hard.
And gay friend, you don't mind?
Gay friend, no. There's no threat.
Then you just put your tongue down hard.
I don't have to put anything down hard. Nothing's going to happen.
Don't put it down soft. You've already got the reputation as a goer.
I myself would never permit that. You know a guy is just trying...
You don't feel like you have any friends that are girls?
I do, but standards are different for men. We're allowed to do despicable things.
Hold on, let me see. I got to... Oh, yeah, it's no longer... We're going from 57 to 58. Okay. There's my calendar. I got to change it.
No, but I mean, things are different for guys. Everyone knows that.
Sure.
Plus, I know that if Westside had a heterosexual male...
She'd leave you in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because any guy is pretty much better than me.
Also, try to stop me from talking to any producers, because I'm going to go, wait a minute, they're not all incompetent.
I don't know what that means.
Al, do you got any list of producers I could look over?
Oh, we got a lot of really good producers at Free FM.
Really?
Yep.
Name one. Tell me a complete shoot. Who's the best producer over there? And drop the O&A show. That doesn't count.
All right.
Yeah.
This new guy, Ivan Lee's terrific. He's working now on the Nick DiPaolo show.
Ivan Lee?
Yeah,
he's the
he's
future
good.
of producing.
He is.
All right, E-Rock just gave me the jack-off sign, the universal jack-off sign. He's like, this is bullshit. This guy's no good at all.
No, he's really good.
Is he really? Where'd you get him from?
Oh, I knew him at WNEW.
Oh, my God. Is there someone that you can't get from there? You know what I would love to see?
A lot of good people there.
I would love to see that you suits, and even mini suits like yourself, get a fresh idea.
Well, they were really good people there, and when that unfortunately went away, they went and gained even more experience and came back even better than when we had them at WNEW.
Sure. They were all worked better than they did at WNEW.
That would just mean sobering up.
That's true. It really is a whole different thing when you're working sober. I'm just now starting to get used to it. All right, Earl's got an interesting story with a young lady the other night. We all leave here. I guess it was Friday, right?
Yeah.
And then it was just you two left here, Dave, you and Earl?
Yes.
Knock at the door, and who answers it?
I do.
Yeah.
I answer.
And what do the people ask?
They ask, can we, we're here for the Gayle King show.
We're here for the Gayle King show. Now, Gayle King is Oprah's best friend?
Oprah's best friend, and does Oprah and Friends on XM 156.
Now, saying all that, Dave, you have no idea of any of that.
Right.
So when a question gets asked, Dave does what he normally does, head swivels, Earl, because you don't know what to say.
I go, I don't believe there's a Gayle King show here.
Not sure what XM is.
Have to look into it.
Struggling right now with the idea of satellite radio. I mean, how could that even be? So you turn around and grab Earl, and Earl, what do you see when you come to the door?
Yeah, I walk out and I'm starting to tell them that they're at the wrong studio and they have to go further up the street. And I turn around and I look and I see this really cute short woman, just looking as adorable as can be. And in mid sentence, I just go, "Are you Corinne Bailey Rae?" And she just goes, "Yes."
She is the new hot little singer, English and black. Now, if you're anything like me, you're done with English girls and you're done with black girls. You've already been through it. But English black is so fucking hot. Play a little bit of her song for people who know. Is this kind of a hit right now?
Put Your Records On is a big hit. It's nominated for 3 Grammys, including Record and Song of the Year.
So she does Saturday Night Live, a couple months ago or whatever?
Yeah.
Adorable.
Absolutely adorable.
Al, any idea who she is?
Yeah, when I saw her on Saturday Night Live, I was like, where'd they get this woman from?
NEW.
Yeah, she's black. And she's not the replacements.
Well, she could be anybody. This sounds like a lot of stuff.
Oh, I don't know why I asked you about anything.
And Earl's saying a huge hit, Grammy nominated doesn't mean huge hit. I never have heard this on the radio.
Gigantic hit in, well, they don't play it on talk stations. But she's a gigantic star in England already, right, Earl?
Yeah, she's a gigantic star in England already. And in less than a year, she went from playing like a 200-seater. She just did 2 sold-out shows at Town Hall. And when she's coming back in the spring, they said that she's going to either do like a Radio City or Beacon Theater. I mean, this happened less than a year.
This is big stuff, Al. You got to give it to her. Plus, she's adorable. So, you're finally face to face. Earl makes the smooth move. Instead of telling them where to go, what do?
I said, I was like, I'll tell you where to go. I was like, I grabbed my coat and I escorted them to the Time Warner Center where our other XM studios
So
are.
he's walking up the street with her, acting like he's their boyfriend or girlfriend. He did a pretend boyfriend move with her.
Nice, smooth, quick thinking Earl.
Yeah, it is. It was very smart.
And it was great. We were just talking about it, like, she loves New York City. She was just like, oh my God, American audience is so much different than European audiences. Like, they do the whole call and response and the whole deal, and I just love the energy. And
It's nothing to us. It must have been exciting for you because your nipples were hard. We're not here with her. We'd be acting like everything she said was interesting.
Yeah, and then we cut across like Columbus Circle, and there's like a jazz combo playing. It was just so New York.
Oh, her scarf is blown behind her. You're living the way we were.
Your first date.
I mean, and I was just like tripping out. I was just like, this is not happening. This is just so unbelievable.
Did you get her number?
Well, that's kind of the downside of the whole thing. It was like, so you're going to be in New York for a couple of days? Like, I have to go out to do the CBS early show tomorrow, and I got to go to L.A., then I'm going back home.
Or else he'd be with her right now.
So then I'm going back to England, spend time with the husband and the family. And I was just like, I was so crushed.
Why don't you just try to be her gay friend that her husband doesn't mind?
You could be her fat Opie, Patrick.
But it was just like this weird, random, only in New York type deal. And, when I walked into the XM studios with Gayle King, and I got to meet Gayle King, and that was pretty much what happened.
I got to introduce Gayle King to B.B. King, her actual father, who she never saw before.
Wow.
Gayle King, Oprah's best friend?
Oprah's best friend, and pretty much...
What'd she seem like?
Very down to earth. She's just very...
Why wouldn't she be? You think she's so hoity-toity because Oprah got big?
No, but she's like...
I'd be down there too. My friend was a success and I wasn't.
No, but she was just like the woman you would meet in the supermarket. That type of whole deal. It's just sort of like...
Market I get to.
Well,
maybe over in Queens.
Yeah, just kind of like, oh, how you doing? And he's like...
Was she nice to you?
Oh, she was unbelievably gracious and really warm. She's a really nice person.
But you were just living in Black Heaven the other day.
Again, it was just such a... And it was all just very surreal because they're...
And you're a dope, Dave, for fucking not knowing this. That could have been your life.
Yeah, I know. I knew, though, she was a celeb because she was, like, really attractive. And I said...
Incredibly attractive?
Yeah, and I said, I was like, wow, she's very hot.
Yeah.
And I introduced her to Earl.
Did you say that out loud?
So I think I could be looked at it as the matchmaker, really. I don't think I get enough credit for the assist on this one.
You shouldn't have even had an assist. You should have had the dunk.
I don't really watch Saturday Night Live, and I don't listen to R&B very much.
I don't know, Earl. I think you pulled it off.
Did one person recognize her, Earl? I bet not. That entire walk.
Honestly, I was floating on.
I'm going to tell you right now, I saw Martin Scorsese walking down the street and nobody was bothering him. It's New York, not Iowa. People are allowed to walk around here.
On that same day, not to take away from Earl's sighting, but I was talking to Mikey Boy about the party, and he's a huge Wilco fan. While talking to Mikey Boy, I see Jeff Tweedy, lead singer of Wilco, walking on the crosswalk there.
When was this?
On Friday.
At the party?
No, the day before the party. So I had 2 celebrity sightings.
Did you say anything to Tweety?
No, I was a little starstruck.
Did anybody else seem to bother him?
No.
Okay, so by Al's version, you saw nobody.
Never happened.
Well, he was somebody to me, and he was wearing Umbros. It was really weird.
Al, who's the biggest celebrity you saw on New York street?
I saw Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, fuck, that's gigantic.
Yeah.
Where at?
Right near Times Square. He was getting out of a limo.
Did you do the I'm walking here thing at him? I bet he has to hear that constantly. I'm walking here for 30 fucking years. That's a gigantic one.
That is very good. Mine is I shared an elevator at the Museum of Natural History with Robert De Niro and his chubby son.
Can't beat that. Well, thanks for attacking this kid. I'm sure he'd be happy with it. I saw Elvis Mitchell the other night walking by our party. I asked him to come in, but he refused. He goes, I don't see any black people in there. And I go, there's Earl. He goes, I mean real black. Like us.
Man.
Earl, did you join that march down Fifth Avenue the other day?
No, I did not. I mean, that pretty much shut down all of Manhattan for that matter.
Did you see this at all, Fez, when they were marching through Manhattan?
Well, I was coming into the city while it was going on, and I didn't realize what was happening, but I saw helicopters all over the city.
Yeah.
There was a cop on every corner when I got out on West 57th Street, so I knew something was going on.
What happened is a cop shot a guy the other day 50 times. Guy didn't have a gun on him. It was some fucking misunderstanding. So, of course, he was black. I think the guy who shot him was black, too, right? Because Mayor Bloomberg going like this. Whew, that's a relief. So we had thousands and thousands of black people walking down Fifth Avenue during Christmas shopping time, protesting, this ain't going to happen anymore. I took the opportunity to run up to Harlem and break into houses. I broke into 45 houses and came out of there with almost $30. So, not a bad day for me.
That was supposed to be the silent march.
Bronx Johnny, why are you mad at me for that? A, you're not black, and B, you're not from Harlem.
My best friends are black and from Harlem.
Oh, yeah? Did you meet his friends the other night?
Oh, yeah. I
the
saw
Mod Squad?
Yeah, I saw that gang.
Not very talkative, those guys.
No.
Always with the minorities, they always try to be cool and not talk a lot, it seems like, these days. I'm just saying, the way Bronx Johnny conducts himself and his friends, I was trying to be
I thought they were very nice young guys.
Yeah, but I was trying to be outgoing and engage them in conversation. They didn't say two words to me.
Well, yeah, well, they know not to fucking hang out with narcs. Look at you. You look like you're wearing a wire right now. Do me a favor, rip his fucking shirt open. Anytime he comes in here, I want his shirt off. You shouldn't even be able to come in here unless your shirt's off and there's metal detectors hung on you. Because you'd fucking give it up in a heartbeat.
Narcs don't have good sideburns the way I do. That's how you know I'm not a narc.
Okay, let me see your sideburns.
Okay, I just...
Those are nice. I had no idea.
That one's a little redder now.
Al, you missed the cowbell days. You weren't part of that.
Yeah, you used to just hit it with the stick and not throw it at people.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I like those.
It's really evolved.
Yeah, I don't know what changed there.
I wish you'd go back to those days.
Well,
They seem like the glory days.
Those were the glory days. Those were, in fact, the glory days.
Everybody come see the greatest show. Gather up all juggalos and roll. Everybody come see the greatest show. Gather up all juggalos and roll. Down to the town, get your ass out the way. 'Cause here we come and we springing this back to go Indian town. We got creep show. More people don't like these holidays. More people would love them a shot at these. If you think it's too good for us, like show freaks, let me know. And I'ma whip smack your cheeks. Come on.
I'd love to go back and hear some of those old NEW tapes. We ought to try to look some of those up for the break. That would be fantastic.
Just see what we could find. Just really featuring the fabulous Al Dukes.
Al Dukes drunk? Al, were you even a big drinker before you started to hang out with us?
No, and that was the thing. And also, I would never eat before I started drinking.
And you became a world champion drinker.
Well, I would black out and forget a lot of stuff.
I saw you sleeping under the desk one time. Literally sleeping under a desk. But my all-time favorite thing was we get Earl drunk. I mean, we get Al drunk off his ass. I mean, blistering fucking drunk. And for some reason, we had you write a note to Jeremy Coleman about how he couldn't pull things off. And what exactly did he say in it? What
I wrote that you were thin in English. And very lightweight, thin in English.
So you're laughing your ass off when he says it. He seals it up, and he takes it and he shoves it under Jeremy's office door, right? Time goes by. He starts to sober up, And it occurs to him he's left this crazy drunken fucking note for his boss, basically. And you see him with a ruler trying to get in there. And Jeremy ended up not even getting mad at you, right?
Yeah, he says he didn't get mad, but I think he
I
held
know.
a grudge.
Yeah, I know this.
I know he didn't let you in Sirius. That's for sure.
I interviewed there maybe 7 times for
Is that
different
right?
things. Yeah, never got in.
I know Jeremy kept that letter from you because he pulled out your file for me one time. Must have been 6-8 months after it happened, maybe even a year. And he goes, I keep this right on top of Al's file.
You swear to God?
I swear to God, Jeremy kept that note and kept it in his filing cabinet in Al's folder.
Wow. There's like a passive-aggressive things with some of those guys. That something is going to come out where he would fire you and just go, do you remember this, Al?
Yeah.
Now who's thin in English?
It was one of those things where you thought, well, Jeremy will never use this, but he had it in case he wanted to.
They weren't even really insults. Thin in English.
You wrote on it that you had 6 beers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was stupid. It was more stupid than insulting, and it was childish. It's like when an 8th grader drinks. That was a big one. The time we had you drink until you pissed yourself was large. One night you said, Ron, can I make out with a guy? We let you do that.
No, it was a blackout session.
Whatever. I can't remember how it happened.
Another blackout.
I can't remember how it happened. You broke Anthony's foosball machine. Now, do you see Anthony much now?
I do.
And what's he say?
He's very nice. He says hello.
Really?
Yeah, we say hello in the halls.
What about Opie?
Yeah, Opie also hello.
Nice to you? Because as I remember, he never particularly cared much for you.
Yeah, I do still try to stay out of their way, figuring I'll say something stupid if I hang around long enough.
Smart.
Yeah.
You should do that with all humans. Whoever you run into, try not to talk to. What else did we have Val do over the years?
Al had a phobia, I guess you would say, an eating phobia of mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's a phobia. You just hate it.
Yeah, mayonnaise and any cold cuts.
Mayonnaise you hate because you said when you were a little boy something happened to you. And mayonnaise reminds you of that.
No, that my family used to try to get me to try mayonnaise a lot.
Out of the end of their dicks?
No, regular jar.
Because that will make it phobic.
Yeah.
If it was like a jar?
Yeah, it was a regular mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, and it was big jar size.
Uncle Mayo would come by.
When you rubbed it, did it get even bigger?
No, it was the jar. Just the jar of mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm. Jar of mayonnaise and a couple balls hanging down. All right, so that got into his mind, so he couldn't do it. So we tried to get him to, like mayonnaise. We dipped some ham, which he hates, in the mayonnaise. We threw it in his mouth, and obviously we bound and gagged him, and had tape over his mouth and around his wrist for some reason.
Yeah, so that he couldn't take the tape off his mouth and get rid of the ham and mayo. He was going to be forced to finally enjoy some.
Now, just as he's laying there, all of a sudden the door opens up. Eddie Trunk walks in.
Right, with his guest that night, Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Now, Rob Halford, very well known for enjoying S&M and enjoying the Lads, as it's known. He was so fucking turned on to see Al laying there. Al knew the story and started screaming at him, I'll sue. Yeah. I'll sue, as he's bound and gagged.
Yeah, because he was walking over towards me.
With his big jar of mayonnaise hanging out.
I was blindfolded, so I'm not sure, but that's why I just told him.
Saying something crazy like, what do we have here?
What else did we do with Al? Let's see. He was so many weird things he got involved in. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up? I was listening on the Booker show one day, and I was hearing about how Al likes to store his garbage in his freezer.
Oh, yeah. People wrote to me about that, too. When you did the Booker show, I heard about it all the time.
Yeah, that was good. That was much better because that was just in between songs, so it didn't.
Right.
It really wasn't a lot of work.
But you told the world that you like to take your garbage and keep it in your freezer.
Well, I still do this. Like, if I have a banana at home, I'll put the peel in the freezer because if I put it in the garbage, that brings flies and stuff, and I don't empty my garbage all the time. Mm-hmm. So I would do that. Then, like, if I'm gonna have a steak, I'll cut the fat off at first. But again, if you throw that in the garbage, it's gonna stink up your garbage. So I would put it in the freezer.
So you keep garbage in the freezer?
in the door part of the freezer, like when you first open it on the door.
Mm-hmm. But doesn't your freezer stink like garbage?
No, because when something freezes, it doesn't like decompose. So the banana peel stays the same as it was when you put it in there.
You're the ice truck killer.
It does work.
Do you drain the blood out of your victims and then freeze them?
No, it's just mostly just garbage.
Jim, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hey, hanging in there, guys.
Yeah.
Be careful. He might forget to dump out of the Sex with Sam.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're most famous for.
Yeah, that wasn't my fault.
Why not?
Still sticking to that story, huh?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it your fault?
Well, I think they had a problem with just the whole concept of it, and it wasn't those...
Wasn't the content at all?
Yeah, not the content.
So to this day, you're saying O&A, 100% right.
O&A are correct, yeah.
Fuck you, CBS. O&A, 100% right.
No, not that second part.
I like the angle. Jack, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah.
I got when the paycheck, the ass wiping incident.
Right. Oh yeah, Billy Staples took your paycheck.
That was hilarious.
Back when there used to be paychecks handed out. We're going back 3.5 years ago. So he takes you and wipes his ass with it.
Yeah.
And you went fuck crazy on him.
Yeah. I needed that paycheck.
Right. Why couldn't you just take it all? Shitty. You could have kept it in your freezer for a while, taken it out, and had some cold hard cash.
I remember one night on the show you lost it really bad. You lost Rock and Roll Jeopardy to Black Earl.
Yeah.
And ended up getting your head shaved. And you were having an absolute fit getting your head shaved. You were punching the wall. You were banging on doors.
Earl was going against the grain of the hair the wrong way, shaving it the wrong way, and just ripping it.
And you were so freaked out about getting your head shaved, and yet to this day you've never brought it back completely.
Well,
you prefer it that way.
Well, yeah, because when it did grow back in, I noticed it was starting to get thin up top.
So you don't mind...
Yeah, so now I just...
Are you glad that you keep it this way?
No, I mean, I'd rather have a nice head of hair.
You're welcome. Why don't you take your old hair, keep it in the freezer, and then later... It's fucking frightening. Almost everything that he says is a little bit frightening. Nick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie, didn't Al used to wipe his butt standing up after he took a dump?
Even if he was in a public restroom, he stands up, he crouches in his shame so no one can see his bald head.
That's actually one of the reasons why I love Al, because I did the same thing. And
in a public restroom, if you were here?
I was like, Al, it speaks for the common man, because I still don't understand how people can wipe their asses crouching. And you're right. And people are going to notice my red head, so I crouch. And I was like, Al is so great. That's exactly what I do.
I always wondered that, too. Like, why are they building these stalls so that when you stand up, you can see the head?
Yeah, it's way too small.
And be identified.
Someone really should design taller stalls, really. Right. People should get behind
Why
that.
can't you just shit standing up? Why don't they just have the hole there, and then you can just shit standing up like a horse?
Then it'll go all over the place. We need rules.
Will it?
Yeah.
It's like Al's here to pick up his son, Eastside Dave.
Hagar, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to tell Al, there's also an inventor called a garbage disposal might want to invest in. But also, I seem to remember him being involved in a big-ass night of fights.
Actually, are you 0 for 3 with your big-ass night of
0
fights?
for 3.
You lost the first one to...
Joe Poo,
which was a hell of a fight.
That was a good one.
Second one, you lost to Earl Douglas.
I was very sick that night. I had the flu.
Do you think if you were well, you would have beat him?
Yeah, probably.
No, not a snowball's chance.
I had had a lot of training leading up to that fight, and I was really disappointed.
And I would tell you this. The one thing about Earl, I thought he was incredibly fast. There was zero snap to your punches, Earl. And yet you're 1-0. I can't take that away from you. But the hands were very quick, but there was no power there whatsoever. I'm afraid Earl may lack killer instinct. Your third fight was against Rory.
Right.
And unfortunately, you almost won that one. That one got very scary for us because you were supposed to touch the lights and do the right thing.
That one went on in the rain, outside, and on and on and on for round after round.
And like, I'm going, okay, Al, we'd all like to go have a beer now. All right, Al, I thought you had a job transfer. And then upstairs after it was over, you know, I knew Al was leaving the show, and I'm really fond of the guy anyway. And he was doing that Not my night. Ronnie, you know I could have taken it. You should have looked out for me. What do you mean, not my night? I could have been somebody. I could have been a producer. And that started you on the running from one stone in the middle of the river to the other. You've had like 5 jobs since we've seen you.
Yes, a couple at NEW, then corporate, then K-Rock, then corporate, now Free FM.
Yeah. So that's like 6 jobs in, what, 3 years, 4 years, something like that?
Yeah, maybe 4.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Just moving back and forth up and down Broadway.
What is your job right now at Free FM?
Oh, I'm assistant program director.
What are you doing? Moving papers?
No, I really work.
Garbage.
I really work with all the shows.
What show are you most hands-on with?
Hands-on?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the dump button for Opie and Anthony.
So no hands-on, right? No,
I'm really...
hey, guys, I was listening to the show today. Here's what I want you to do.
I'm in a lot of meetings where we discuss things like that.
Will you discuss anything with Opie?
With Opie?
Like, Opie, I need you to punch this?
No. No. I, meet with other managers there.
So you meet about them,
yes,
but you don't meet with them.
Yeah, I'll go to John Manelli and go, you know what we should do with such and such show? Yeah, I'll do like that.
And what? Give me one of your big examples. I love to hear it.
All right, I should be like, we seem to have a lot of bad guests on these shows. Let's eliminate guests.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like guests?
No, they're kind of boring.
So what guests do you hate on O&A show?
Well, O&A have their comic friends on. I like them.
Yeah.
They're all good. Just I don't know, authors and things like that.
Right. You don't
Book
like people
authors.
who write, yeah.
Yeah.
They're fancy people.
Well, you just rather hear the shows.
Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, buddies, I'm still waiting for my big-ass card from Al Dukes, I guess it's 3 years ago now.
You know what? I found out that with the big-ass card stuff, which was a major, major success, and we were all proud. We gave Al all the credit in the world. I found out it was Thing 3, Robin, the intern, who did 100% of the work.
But I, what do they call, supervised it.
Yeah.
You had her
delegated.
She was a Chinese kid making Nikes. Just stuffing envelopes with those things all night long.
I like the work you're doing. Now I'm going to go have a meeting. So that thing was successful, though,
yes.
Al. Even though, really, we can't give you credit.
Why is that?
It really belongs to an intern for doing all the work.
Well, I did the early ones. Anyone who's got cards in the 100s, 200s, that sort of thing, the real early ones.
30-some thousand of them went out. You did the first 200, got tired, handed it over to an intern.
Well, it was a lot of legwork, and I was busy, producing and stuff.
Producing. Here's Paul. Paul, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Good.
I wanted to ask Al if his favorite dinner is still George Foreman grilled chicken and mixed vegetables from the garbage freezer on a nightly basis.
No.
You are one of those people, you eat the same foods all the time, right? You eat a dry turkey sandwich.
Right.
And then dinner, hot chicken on a George Foreman grill.
That I do still do, with the mixed vegetables.
Now, do you ever take your girlfriend out?
Oh, yeah, on a weekend I'll go to dinner.
What do you get, chicken?
Yeah, because it's different when you do it at home than when you get it in a restaurant.
We will occasionally meet Al out for lunch. He gets so nervous and he goes, we don't have to go to a fancy place, do we? He always eats a dry hamburger wherever he goes and a roll. You don't even like anything on there?
No.
Try a little mayo.
No, sometimes I'll do a little ketchup, but that's really about it.
Ketchup
Crazy.
Doesn't remind you of your uncle's bloody stool? That doesn't bring back any bad memories for you?
I have no bad reaction to ketchup.
Evan, you're on the Ron and Fez show, our former producer, now assistant program director over at Free FM. Let's face it, O&A's boss is here, Al Dukes. Evan, what can we do for you, buddy?
Hey, fellas. Hey, Al. Do you still take 5 pumps?
Al used to be known as a premature comer. You used to come very quickly. First time you were with a woman, you said you came on her sweater. You didn't even get near the pussy.
I think everybody has those experiences early on.
No.
Ruining laundry?
Not really. But you said if your cock gets in the vicinity of pussy, you'll fucking come.
That says was kind of.
How are you with the new
graphic.
girl? Yeah, we're allowed to. It's XM.
Oh.
Wait till you see the new O&A fucking commercial. By the way, I gotta admit, 10 times better than this.
Very funny.
Yeah.
I think they're both great. very funny commercials in their own way, both of them.
What if you had to pick one? Which one would you pick?
I like it should be a tough call. I really
I want you to tell the truth.
What?
Because I have no problem saying I like the XM spot better.
The XM one's very good, as well as the CBS one. It's really a toss-up.
Let's pick. Have you seen them both, Fez?
I've seen them both.
Which one do you like better?
XM, hands down.
Yeah, I think it's a funnier spot, and I think it's more their personality. I didn't really even so much understand the CBS spot. Earl, what do you think?
XM, far and away.
Dave?
XM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with because we're working for XM. It's just being creative. You're a creative guy.
Yeah, that one was funny, though. It said it was, do these jeans make me look fat? And he says it's not the jeans.
Yeah.
That's funny.
See, and that one was all about the ass. We moved over to the tits now. But, particularly, don't you feel like you've grabbed more O&A in this? I'm a big fan of this new spot.
Oh, totally. It's all personality, this one.
But where can that one air? Like, who's going to run that? I've seen that one.
I'll run it. Why can't it run on TV?
Because he almost says he says
but he doesn't say.
He says like, and then it goes. That sounds like
we live in a world where you can't say. No.
Well, you really know what he means. Like,
what does he mean?
Boobs.
What exactly does he mean? What word was he going to say?
The T word.
What?
Do you dirty talk your girlfriend?
I'd like to rub my D against your T word.
But you know what it is, and like NBC probably wouldn't be able to run that.
Why not? I don't see any problem with it.
No, I think it's totally caught in time.
Definitely.
It's caught in time, but like you know what it is.
So what? Is that the world that we're in? If you even let on?
Yeah, because you could say that's very clear what that means. The context of it.
You're not showing them.
They say worse stuff on like network TV shows.
Like what?
Like they'll like I know they'll make the reference like yabos or boobs or whatever. But
yabos?
I was watching Animal House this morning. I'm sorry, but
fucking years this with yabos.
No, but there's worse things inferred on network TV shows. This commercial's completely passable.
We'll have to see.
Just saying, everyone's very nervous these days.
About what?
Well, the fines are through the roof.
I don't know. I say whatever the fuck I want. I never get fined.
I mean, on broadcast.
Oh, that's different over there?
Yeah.
Al, are you afraid TV networks are going to expect you to dump the commercial?
Well, I'm sure they have a department that would look at them.
Did you ever try to get a hold of Billy?
Yeah, we left him a couple of messages. He hasn't called us back yet.
He doesn't like to talk anymore on the air. He's very paranoid.
He sends me weird IMs that are always misspelled, so I'm not sure how to react to them.
Just bring him back. You're hiring all these other guys. Get him.
Assistant program director.
He'd be perfect to screen phone calls.
You guys are more of a Billy fan than I was.
You didn't like Billy?
I just didn't find his comedy very funny.
Shit on a check. Shit on a paycheck.
It's pretty good. You got it. I mean, he didn't just shit on it. That would be stupid. But he shit and then wiped his ass with it.
Right.
That's what's funny.
It's the subtleties.
Yeah.
But he pitched a lot of like bad comedy bits.
But they didn't get on.
No.
We got to yell at him.
But I would try to be the pre-screener and not like he would tell me his bad ideas and then I wouldn't always share them with you. And then he got mad because he felt like I was censoring his ideas.
We sent Billy one night for the lighting of the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center in New York, and he had something he wanted to report in, and Al hung up on him and told him, call back when you got something funnier. Billy came back to that studio, it's on, and just screaming and going after Al Dukes.
Anthony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I want to just make a comment about what they get away with on network television. On ER a couple weeks ago, the girl Abby was sitting there talking to one of the doctors. She was about to breastfeed her baby. The guy was going to watch. She goes, no, you're not going to take a sneak peek at my tit. And then another time she called the guy a prick.
There you go, Albert.
Well, the first word that he used is one of the 7 dirty words, so that should not have been on.
What about prick? Can you ever say the word prick?
Yeah, you could call someone a prick.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you say, hey, do me a favor, lick my prick?
No, that would be out.
How about just rub my prick?
Also out, no.
Lean against my prick?
No.
How about just attach a rope to my prick and just swing it back and forth for me?
No,
Every
it's
once in a
still.
while. What can you do to the prick?
You just say you are one.
Right.
That's
Say,
it.
you're a prick,
Yes.
but I'm not going to lick you or rub you.
Right, that would.
Because that goes too far.
Yeah, that'd be too far.
Hey, you're such a prick, I should shove you in my ass.
Well, now, yeah. The shoving the ass thing.
All right,
That's
can
good.
you say
Out.
tit?
No.
Never.
No.
Huh. What words can you say? What would you say instead of tit on network?
Breasts.
All right, what about this? I want to suck on your breast. Can you say that?
No.
I want to squeeze your lactating breast in my face.
No, probably not.
I like to put my prick between your breast.
Definitely not.
You said we could say prick.
If you called someone.
Right.
That. But not the way you described it there.
I see. All right, so you can say ass.
Yes.
What do we call the vagina?
Well, you can call it a vagina, but you know.
Hello, stranger.
Right.
You just can't, do stuff to it.
What if you just look at it like I want to look at your vagina?
Yeah, I think that'd be okay.
Yeah. I want to get my nose just so close to your vagina.
Yeah, that's on the line. I don't know.
How about hot breath on your vagina?
Yeah, that's out.
No. Why?
No, because now you're doing stuff to the vagina.
Can't do anything to it.
No.
Can't even spritz it with like some water? Like your vagina looks a little hot. Let me cool it off with some nice cool water. How's your vagina feel now?
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be.
My prick feels good just doing this. Can't?
No. That'd be...
That's bad.
Out, yeah.
Yeah. All right, what do we call intercourse?
You can say intercourse.
Really? Nice. So you could say to a woman, let's have intercourse.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Or, hey, thanks for the intercourse.
Yeah, I think I would leave that.
But you can't say prick. You can't say what you're doing the intercourse with.
Right.
I see. Not really, but trying.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Could you say we had intercourse on the tennis courts?
Yes.
Nice. And this is the stuff you got to know as a dump man.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. Now, can you say piss?
No.
Can you say urine?
Yes.
Can you say this urine tastes delicious?
No, because you can't taste it.
I see. Just this urine smells delicious, but I'm not in a tasting mood.
This is really confusing now.
Where are you going? Where are you going? I'm trying to figure out if I could ever get back on broadcast radio.
Yeah, I've listened to your show here on XM. It's a lot of F words just for no reason.
That's Fez.
I would say that for no reason.
Yeah. See, this is why you still think that we think along the way of punching up the punchline. That doesn't exist anymore. All right, let's get back to the urine. You can say urine.
Yes.
Can you say, I've got some urine here in this bag that I collect?
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you can say, everywhere I go, I take bags and bags of urine with me.
Yes.
Not even mine, other people's urine.
Yes.
I stack up urine.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think that would be more of a problem than the word tit.
Yeah, who would say that, Al?
Yeah. How about this urine burns in my asshole?
No, that's definitely out.
Why? What part?
The urine in the hole.
Right.
Because kids would try it at home?
It just seems very graphic.
I see.
Oh.
How about my bum crack?
Yeah, that's good.
So you can say I have urine in my bum crack.
No, not the urine.
Yeah.
In that part.
Where does urine go? Belly button.
I
keep urine in my belly button.
Nothing on a person.
But a Ziploc bag is fine.
Ziploc bag is fine, but
Yeah.
you can't. All right, what about I spilled some urine on my fingers?
If it's your own fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have let that go.
I just tasted my fingers. They're salty.
Nah.
What if you break it up by an hour?
Yes.
Like an hour from now, I'll tell you what I did later.
Yeah.
And then you just open it up with, just tasted my fingers. They're salty.
Yeah, I would let that go.
Because you have short attention span.
Well, it's really...
So you think we curse too much here?
Well, I think...
Mainly Fez?
Well, I hear Dave curse a lot when he gets angry.
I rarely curse on here. You have a tendency to throw it around a little bit, Fez.
Me? I don't even notice that I do it. I really try to maintain. Other than urine bag day.
Yeah, well, that was your collection. All right, Al Duke's in with us. Thanks, Al.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, I hope to see you around.
And congratulations on your very pretty girlfriend.
Oh, thank you.
I hope she likes that bag of urine I'm sending her.
Al said this was okay.
Yeah. Tell her not to put it in her bum crack, or else we'll have to dump out.
Leave this in the freezer.
That's it. Owen Air back tomorrow. We're right on after Nathan. After Nathan? What the fuck am I talking?
After him.
Thank you.
After them.
There's no such thing as after Nathan. Take care, buddy.
That's the end of my show. Dog.
Things like that drive me out of my mind. I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of
Ron Bennington, Fez Wadley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.